All right, all right, all right. I think I am live. Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday to you. Hope everyone is doing well and enjoying your pre-holiday week coming up next week. For those of you that celebrate all that fun stuff, yeah, you'll notice I'm changing my office around. So we've got a different little setup, and it will be changing over the week next week as I prepare for the new year, moving stuff around. So welcome everybody. Excuse me. So before we jump into everything, let us get some good grounding energy in. About a half hour or so ago, my host said, "Hey, just to let you know, there's this like a street or two over. There's a investigation on a bomb threat. So if you hear anything." So I got my black tourmaline on. We're sending all the lower vibrational energy away. Sending love energy is what we're focusing on more than sending something away. We're just sending love, sending love, sending love. But if it suddenly goes dark, you'll know. Bye, everybody. I'm going to come see you guys. It's not that bad, I'm sure. I'm in the basement. I'm protected. So there you go. So what we'll do here to come back to this moment out of the chaos of the outside world, out of the future, out of the past, we'll come back to this moment with a big deep breath, coming back here to right now. And then we'll bring in the singing bowl to vibrate some wonderful energy out. So, if you want to join me, first we'll take a big deep breath in, hold it for as long as you feel comfortable, and then exhale and just let it out. And then, like I said, we'll bring in the singing bowl. Right. So we'll begin here with a big deep breath in. Beautiful. Now we'll hit the singing bowl 3 times, and we each time we'll just allow that beautiful love energy just to fill us up and radiate out through our minds and our stories and our emotions and through our hearts, through our physical bodies, through our cells, our bloodstream, our organs, everything, into our energetic systems, our meridians, chakras, our auras, just fill up our lives and then flood to the outside world, letting it do what it needs to do out there to help raise the vibration of the planet according to the will of the collective. All right. I'm not sure how loud it'll be, so be weary of your earies. And something we can do to help raise our vibration immediately is just to focus on one thing that we're grateful for right here, right now, in this moment. That immediately begins to raise our own love vibration. So I can keep that in mind too. Right. So here we go. Be ready. Beautiful, beautiful. She is singing up a storm tonight. All right. Well, let's put her back over here. We'll put her on this little shelf over yonder. That way she can still hang out with us here. And let me just skip through this thing here. There we go. All right. So hello, everybody. So we got all our Christmas stuff going on. I haven't lit up the Christmas tree yet, but there's a Christmas tree over here. That'll probably be lit up tomorrow. Been a busy, busy week. A lot of amazing, wonderful things happening. And also, if send beautiful love energy to my host. She's recovering from spine surgery, but then she got walking pneumonia because she wanted to distract herself from her back. We joke. If you ever seen the movie Major Pain, where someone gets shot in the leg and he's a Marine out, it's a comedy. And he's out in there and he goes, "Want me to take your mind off your pain in your leg?" And he breaks the guy's finger. And he's not thinking about his pain in his leg anymore. So we always joke about that major pain. Anyway, so it's been a busy week. And next week I'm gonna. My goal is to share some stuff with you from. I've been watching Mel Robbins' podcast this week. She put out a wonderful one about like reflecting something that she's done for over 20 years with her husband and then her children, which is you look back over your 2025, look at what stood out, what you felt were low points, what you felt were high points. You realize what you want to stop, what you want to continue, what you want to start. And it's a wonderful process. I got super motivated because it's really great to reflect back over and to see, yeah, what do I want to keep doing? What do I want to stop? And the low points kind of teach you what you were wanting to stop because you're like, yeah, I don't want to do this stuff anymore. So go, 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 move, move, move. So we'll definitely be sharing some of the stuff next week. I feel like in preparation for the new year, that'll be a fun thing for everyone if you guys want to participate in it. If you want to check it out beforehand, just if you search Mel Robbins podcast, her most recent one, maybe her second most recent one, will be out there about reviewing like a year review or something like that. But I'll be sharing that because it's exciting. I haven't watched any TV, or I was like to just kind of unwind, playing games and doing different things, and I realized you can start like watching, oh, just one more episode, one more episode, one more episode. Before you know, you've been sitting there watching 3, 4, 5 hours worth of TV or Netflix, right? But it really got me motivated and I got a lot of stuff done and just feel very different. So it really works. I highly recommend it. I know. Hello. If you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome. I usually don't blab so much in the beginning. Well, I do, but not about that stuff. That's funny. But welcome. We got a great group of Zen friends with huge hearts and great senses of humor as we say two things that are very helpful on our little adventure here as we go through this little adventure of humanity. So welcome. There's always room for more Zen friends. And if you want to know how the whole process works, it's all down in the description box of the video. Donations do get first priority. Free readings are first come, first serve. And they're usually 1 to 2 card readings. For donations, we do dive deeper, get into the tea, pulling more cards. And then you also get a fortune cookie, a little oracle card as an extra. And there's no set dollar amounts. If you want to make a donation, you can use the super chat at the bottom or in the description box. I do have my Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Square. And like I said, I don't have any set dollar amounts because I know everyone's finances are different. The cost of living is different across the world. Rate of exchange, all that. So whatever you're able to give from your heart, I know is what you're able to give right now. And I do honor that. If 2.5 hours in to the sessions, I have not completed any free readings, I do step away from donations and for about 30 minutes, complete as many free readings as I can. Then I return back to donations and finish all those out. And if I have energy left and if I'm balancing, then, or I'm not balancing, I will usually try to do more free readings too, but we'll see how that goes. I know I've been doing 5, 6-hour sessions, and that's what it takes for me to go way, way extreme to kind of balance back and bring it back a little bit. So we'll try to get through as many as we can. Um, after the end of each session, I do post a pinned comment listing the order of well, all the readings and the timestamps that I completed. So all I have to do is click on that timestamp and it'll take you right to your reading. So fancy, fancy. Um, I think that's the spiel on all that stuff. We have a new moon tomorrow in Sagittarius. It'll actually be happening while I'm live. Maybe we'll do something fun tomorrow. I got a lunar tarot. I'll probably use that for tomorrow. But we do have a drawing tomorrow. So if you haven't gotten into that drawing yet, here's the link. It's always in the most current drawing or the next upcoming drawing. Or drawings are always listed in the description box of the current stream video. So if you look in there, you can look at the click on the video link and it'll tell you how to get into that. Oh, because every new moon and full moon, and I am going to continue it out next year as I was sitting with Spirit. That is one of the things I want to continue is every new moon and full moon, I'll be giving away a 30-minute personal recorded reading or a hedge of peace and love. I'm also going to be developing some different hedges. I know that's I'm excited about too. Something I'll be starting next year. More to come on that. But we have that. So if you haven't got into that drawing, check it. Also, I know we only got what is it, the 18th? We've got a couple weeks left of having my personal readings and my hedge on sale. So they're on special through the first. I'll change them back on January 2nd. At that point. Um, so if you want to take advantage of those and get that special pricing, be sure to check it out. That's the link, but it's also all in the description box of the video. And of course, last week we came out with my newest podcast adventure, The Unicorn of Love. But the Easier Path podcast playlist is always in the description box of the video, plus on my main page of my YouTube channel, the playlist. It's up at top if you ever want to jump in there. But wonderful energies and information. I share a little bit about the trauma of mine, drama of my past. Uh, and you all can probably relate to any piece of it because um, really we all experience the same type of adventures, just a different scenery and different characters and different settings. But we definitely have that, that sameness. And so we talk about the human perspective of why humans do the stuff they do, and then also the higher perspective, seeing it from a capital T truth, higher perspective from spirit, and then we also get hints from spirit on how to transform those things, make it an easier path instead of a harder one if we so choose. So if you want to check those out, those are all free, and those down there. And yeah, they're like 45 minutes to an hour. I've been going, oh, they probably could be shorter. And then Spirit, blah, 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 blah. And so they've been longer, but I feel like, especially these first several, will probably be longer because they're putting a lot of foundation of things. And then as I feel like as it goes on, we'll probably continue out through next year. It's like they'll become a little smaller as we'll be focusing on some other little tidbits too next year, I believe. All right, but that's the blah, blah, blah. I'm done. We'll do some shout outs here and then we will get into the readings. Thank you guys again for being here. I'm so grateful to have you on this journey with me. And thanks for all the thumbs up too. It does help spread the Zen love and it draws more people to the videos. And so it really helps out the channel. It's a way to show me some love or my channel some love and for free. It's the best price. All right. So we got Rocky Mountain Deb in the house. Hey, thanks for sending my host some healing love energy. She has definitely been on a wonderful, wonderful adventure in this lifetime. Even before, I came across her path. That sounds like I know it's not me, but, just because it seems odd, like, I showed up at my last host, and within, like, 5 months, she had a pickleball accident and dislocated and pulled muscles in 1 and dislocated in 3 out of the 4 muscles. It was like, "I didn't do it, it's not me." She's been on an adventure for sure. So, she's a trooper. Alright, and we got Livier Vagata in the house. Hey, Livier, got your free question there. Good to see you. We have a Teshi Singh there. Hello, hello. Let me grab your add you to the list here too. Right. Boom, boom, boom. Of course, we got Jojo in the house. Hey, you'll be up first. I do see that you have 2 donations, so you'll be up first. And then Marissa Smith. Yes, I got your cash app. So throw your question out there. I'll be getting to that. You'll be after Johanna, after Jojo. So it'll be Jojo times 2, and then Marissa, and then Rocky Mountain Deb. You'll be up after that for donations. All right, we got Toucho Love. Hey, Toucho Love. Let's grab yours. Whoops, didn't grab it all. There we go. And get you on the list. Oh, I already had you on the list. I must have already did that one there. All right. And then we have Gene XO. Hello, hello. We got you there. And then Maria Salentine. Got you off of Facebook. um, so I got your request. So we'll make you up first there, as I mentioned, and then we will go from there for the free readings. I'm going to use the Yuletide Tarot this eve because we're getting close to Christmas. We're in the Yule season here. So we'll be using those for now. Maybe move it a little there. There we go. All right. And then we're going to finish up for the donations. We've got the Feral Psychic, and we'll be using those and finishing those up this weekend and seeing which ones we'll move on to next. All right. So hello, everybody. So yo, Jojo. So cheers, everybody. Have some coffee here. It's more special because I used to drink coffee like all day, but one of my stop things that I'm doing, I'm not stopping coffee. That would just be stupid. I'm just kidding. I just have one in the morning. Then I have tea and other drinks and other things throughout the day, and then one in the evening. So there we go. So yay. So and hydrating, drinking more water, taking care of the body. So it's good stuff. All right, let's get these shuffled up and get on a roll here. All right. Crazy. Don't be. Oh, I think I stopped for. I stopped for once, right? No, because one of the things I added in is an energy drink, and I'm just finishing up some that my host gave me. I get the leftovers. She's like, "Here, try these. I don't like these." And I'm like, "I'll take them." I'm the elf in the basement, so I'm like, "Just whatever you want to throw down the stairs, I'll take." Too fun. But I'm having tea and doing smoothie and and some mushroom. It's not mushroom coffee, but it's a mushroom mix just to get a variety. I think it usually calms me down. Coffee does. I think I'm a hyperactive child because I could drink coffee before I go to sleep and sleep like a baby. Tea, though, if I drink any tea too late that's caffeinated, up all night. So I think it's the bean I'm okay with. It's the tea leaves that are kind of spooky. All right, let's get into it. So, Jojo, you're at 2040 for your first one here. That makes sense. Yeah. Oh, good. I like that. All right, let's give your first one a love and a like here since it lets me do those. I am doing good. I hope you're doing well. And let's see, could K be a part of your physical chosen family, or does he have more of those romantic type feelings? All right, let's take a look here. So, based on their energy, what are they desiring? Because, of course, you can choose whatever family you want. You're like, you're part of my chosen family. Too bad. There's no yes or, you know, they don't have to agree. You're just like, you're part of my chosen family. Like any chosen family, doesn't mean they have to approve of it, right? All right. But from their energy and their standpoint, let's take a look here. That is funny. All right. I feel like these kind of go this way. All right. Let's see what all this is about here. So we do have the Page of Canes, which is the Page of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Page of Swords is more of a clarity kind of energy that's coming in here. You know, there's this, I don't know. I feel like th- things will reveal themselves more through conversation. I feel with that Page of Swords there. But let's see what came out in the actual reading here. And you have the Seven of Good Cheer, Seven of Cups. It's a lot of different emotions there. Let's see what else we have. We have the Eight of Good Cheer, the Eight of Cups. That's coming in here too. So it's like this progression of energy. Let's see where this is progressing to. Because we've got the Nine of Swords and the Knight of Gifts, the Knight of Pentacles. So we've got, this fear energy that's here. Sorry for the glare. These are very shiny. Yeah, the Knight of Pentacles, the slowest moving knight out of them all. A lot of fears being revealed. I don't know. I don't feel like they're going to be around for very long here with all of this. Get the Page of Gifts, the King of Gifts. So there's a lot of Pentacles energy here that comes in with them here too. There's a lot of this. I don't know if this is see the world kind of energy from them, because it feels like they're seeking this abundance. They're seeking this new opportunities for big, like, I want to make it big. I want to make money. I want to be rich. I don't know why this is here. I'm hearing the if I were a rich man, yada yada da da da. Is that a Fiddler on a Roof? So that's playing in my head. That's funny. Um, yeah, we got the Three of Gifts, the Three of Pentacles. Oh, or Gwen Stefani. Well, the original, I'm hearing from the movie. That's the more is that the modern one? But the 3 of this is about creativity, being true to one's authentic self. We've got the 2 of Gifts, the 2 of Pentacles. There's this balancing, see 3, 2, now there's a progression to Ace of Good Cheer. Back to self-love. I feel like they're with this Nine of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles, it is about this, um, part of the quest of finding your self-worth and, that Ace of Pentacles kind of energy, which is funny because we go from the 3 of Gifts to the 2 of Gifts. What the Knight of Gifts is looking for, the Knight of Pentacles, is the Ace of Pentacles, but what you end up with is the Ace of Cups, which is your self-love, which is where we define our self-worth from. That's where we're really doing it right. He's fluffing off somewhere. Yeah, it feels like they're off adventuring. Something takes them away to make more money, to make more abundance, what they feel is abundant. So I feel like they're heading off, to um, kind of pursue their, I don't want to say it's like their dream because it's not their heart's dream. This is a mental dream of making it big. Money, security seems to be huge with them here. But I feel like that'll become clear as you guys talk more, um, which doesn't mean they can't be part of your family, but I feel like their eyes are set on, like, leaving town. Like, I don't know if they wanna travel, they wanna see the world, they wanna go somewhere different. It's like one of those movies where, their family is, "We've always grown up, we have always worked at the family mill," and they're like, "I'm done with that." So it feels like, that they'll be more trying to, go somewhere else, and that it's, but who's to say that you're gonna be where you're at as well, you know? You might be relocating yourself, but that's another reading. You're like, "Oh, what? They're gonna leave?" And then you're like, "Oh, wait, I'm leaving." You do itch, I know. Yeah, and you have aligned souls, so you maybe there is this birds of a feather flock together, but birds also fly the nest. This kind of connection won't demand your sacrifice, it will mirror your strength. So here's that mirror energy. And I didn't thank you, Spirit, of course. I didn't finish talking about it. Um, there was this, let's talk about the Nine of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles is a bit of a mirroring, a bit of a stepping stone to learn more about yourself kind of energy that comes in there. So we shall see. But I feel like you guys do pursue different physical paths. But for now, and that's the whole thing is we're forever. All of us are forever. And us coming across someone's path, there no ending's ever permanent. We always bump into each other again on the other side. We're all part of the same sea. As soon as you leave this character, you're like, "Oh, hey, you're right. You've been right next to each other all along." Still, our higher selves are near each other, even if our physical selves aren't. So, you know, you know. All right. So that's that one. All right. Let's take a look here at your second one here. So here is your timestamp for number 2. Oh, I had a couple shout outs here. We got Cat Mia in the house. Hey, Cat Mia. Good to see you. Let's put you there. And then we have Minu. Hello, hello, my dear. I'll grab you, put you on the list here. And then Marissa, thank you so much for your question there. So you'll be up here after um, Johanna's second one here. And then we do have Maria Selentine. Hello, Maria. All right, very good. I did have you listed from our conversation earlier, so thanks for reposting. Now I have your official YouTube thing. So hello, hello. Glad you're able to join live. Oh, and then Musical Beer. Hello, can't pass you up there. My goodness. Whoops. Mouse gone wild. Man dog, man dog. Okay, there we go. So we'll put you right there. Okay. I think that's everyone. Yep. All right. So welcome everybody. So good to see you. Thank you again so much for all the thumbs up. It does help spread the Zen love. And I appreciate that. You're part of the love tsunami. All right. Sorry, Johanna. Let's say now is your timestamp. You don't need to hear all that stuff if you ever circle back around here. So let's just delete that one and do this one here. All right. So thank you for your additional donation, your popcorn sticker. And want to know how I do? Oh, at the shoot. It was the most fun one so far. All right, we'll take a look here. So you want to know here? I'm here. I'm here. Merci. Let's take a look here. So from the important individuals that will get you more work or not, what did they think of you, right? Overall, I feel like there's a couple. Looks like there's 1, 2 important people. Well, I mean, everyone is important, right? But I feel like there's 2 people that um, are the influential people, right? Yeah. And then we'll see with the underlying energy, as far as anything that you can know about strengths and opportunities for growth, right? You did talk to the El Director. Very good. Yeah, I feel like that's number 1, and then the person with the clipboard is number 2 here, taking the notes, doing all the work that the director directs, but then there's the person who's really in charge, that's number 2. Your underlying energy, you have the Chariot, so you definitely have this victory energy that's here, and I like that, it's a movement energy. It's like all 4 nights thrown into 1. Cancer moon energy that's here. But I like this. It's power of choice, which is a good reminder that you can only choose how you felt about it. You'll never know how other people truly felt about it because we're always going to see the world through our own eyes. And so it's important to realize your power of choice. It doesn't matter. This is good to know. Yeah, it's important, directors and casting directors and you know, um, your public and your fans and everyone else. But you also have to realize that I can't control any of that. And what if I worry about what people think, then I end up bringing in lower vibrational energies and draw in those fears. But if I just celebrate me and just fill up and overflow, like Lady Gaga came to mind right away. I was just thinking about this the other day too. I remember, and this was a while ago, watching her live as she had her first album coming out, and she's doing a live signing, and I was watching her live while I was downloading very slowly her new album. Download time, and it was off of iTunes, 3 hours and 45 minutes. It was like, "Oh, I can listen to a song," and I'd listen to the song. It was great. But that's the kind of thing is like she just fills up and overflows, right? So I like that. It's like remembering, if I'm having fun, that's all that matters, like you said, right? I know the good old days, so the way back in the day, rah, 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 rah. So I'm gonna be singing all night tonight. First Fiddler on the Roof, now Lady Gaga. All right, so El Director, what were their thoughts? Yeah, 6 of Candles. I love it. You were seen. It's an abundance. It's a victory energy that comes in there too. So I like that. And then the Knight of Candles. So movement of energy here as well. It's part of your um, quest of stepping into your power with the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Candles. Um, and I feel like there was a spark there. Your Leo energy, yeah, definitely. We've got in that first card, we've got the big old sun shining here. So you definitely stood out to them. Your energy did. And this is um, a positive combo there. So it looks really good. They liked your passion. They liked your energy. Um, yeah. And again, you stood out to them in some ways, in positive ways, not like, whoa. And then the casting director, we do have the world, another victory card. Wow. You got all 3 of my big victory cards. The world card, the chariot card, and the 6 of wands. So definitely a good sign there. Sorry, try not to. I'm gonna have some new lighting here soon. But I like this. This is an ending of an old cycle, the beginning of a new adventure. victory, victory energy, and the 9 of candles, the 9 of wands. So I like this here because I feel the 9 of wands would be like this energy that you might have felt a little held back before. Very aligned, yeah. And I like this energy here of that you've got the Knight of Wands over here for because 'cause you're on the quest of stepping into your power, and, I feel like it went really well. I feel like there's something that might just be holding you back just a tiny bit, but I feel like you're stepping into your power because the 9 of Wands can be feeling like there's a block, but as soon as you step into your power, and then you can step forward. In fact, tomorrow, I feel like in the beginning, I'll talk about the Sagittarius new moon. And I was listening to yet another Mel Robbins podcast. That's my goal, is to listen to a certain amount of podcasts. I won't be doing them over the weekend, but I have them like split out. She mentioned some podcasts in her year-end podcast thing, and I'm listening to them, and, this one that I listened today was all about manifestation, and I loved the guy, may he rest in peace, he actually passed away, and, but she had recorded it months ago, and so it was kind of um, a in memory of, as well. But really, he's a neuroscientist, and he talked about the things that help us in our being manifest. And I feel like this will help some of the things they talk about. So, if you're unable to make it tomorrow night or whatever, just if you watch, I'll do it in the beginning so you can just watch the beginning of it. But I'm going to wait to do it then. So it looks really good here. I feel like I mean, the world card is like, whoa. And I feel like you're on the verge of something new because tomorrow, planting new things in Sagittarius, which is ruled by Jupiter, which is abundance, which I believe is the world card. So we definitely have this breakthrough that you're on the verge of with the casting director as well. I feel like they're a bit, they don't just like, oh yeah, everyone's wonderful. They're very, you know, uh, they're not a tough cookie, but they're a tough cookie. We'll say it that way. Let's see what else Spirit wants you to know here. You have the 8 of gifts. Yeah, 8 of pentacles. More work to come, more gifts to come, more of your gifts to show and to come through. I feel so. I feel like there'll be more here as well. You're a tough cookie too. So they just dip you in some warm milk. But I like this. This is continue to do the work, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the transformation. You get the reward. And so taking the feedback, asking for feedback, what do you think I could do better? Was there anything that, I can learn? Is there anything I can, even if you ask the casting director or anyone, just, hey, is there anything that you've done that has helped you? It's like learning and growing because that's how we all learn, through practice and through, intention of wanting to grow and learn, right? So I like that here for you. And then what else? You got the moon. Yep. So we definitely we'll talk about this. It's just confirming you got this moon energy both with the chariot on the bottom that's ruled by Cancer and the moon. But you have the moon card itself. So definitely moon energy is very important, um, coming in here, and that is my intention. I don't have it over here with me because I'm moving everything around in my office. I had to move stacks of stuff out of here so you guys wouldn't see me like buried behind some books. But got a moon journal that I'm gonna be using that this year. So I'll be talking a little more about the phases of the moon and stuff. I had it was going to do that last year, but got but definitely it's been reinforced in this year. So I feel like we'll be talking a lot about the moon, and the moon is very important for you on your journey. And then, yeah, balance, temperance, Sagittarius energy. So you got Sagittarius moon just duplicated in here. So it is going to be important here. This is a whole new birthing of things that's coming in here as well. Because this is temperance, which is, trusting the timing of things and allowing the alchemy, things unfolding and not getting attached to an outcome, but enjoying the journey along the way that'll bring that. So I like it. I feel like that was a positive experience and from a lot of people's points of view. And very important part of the pouring of the cups back and forth. So I love that. And keeping that having fun. That's what it's about is, not the outcome and the whatever, right? Oh, very nice. Yeah, right? Just because of the experience? You're like, "Woo." I love that for you, yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, you got the not for sale. I love this. Now we got that Taylor Swift snake thing, right? Um, it says, "Your priorities are clear, your values are non-negotiable. Authenticity may not always pay, but it always aligns. So be true to your authentic self. Don't let anyone try to cage you," right? And I love this snake of transformation that's coming in here. And that's interesting that you had the snake as your fortune cookie, and under the bottom of the deck is the chariot card, which is horses, and we're leaving a Chinese year of snake, and in February we're going into the year of the fire horse. So there is that shedding and growing and learning, and then movement coming in next year. So I like that for you. No drugs involved. Yay! Those are the best because then you don't have to worry about getting busted or trying to find them, right? Alright. So that's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings. Cheers to you. You're so funny. Fun, fun. All right. Merry Christmas. All right. So, Marissa Smith, you are up next. Look at this 4333. And here is your question right here. So, does Vaughn, the Gemini man, still have intentions on coming back to see you? He's currently involved. Vaughn. All right, we'll take a look here, see what we got going on here. All right, tell us here. Does he plan on coming back? Let's see. Let's step into their energy, see what's going on in their world right now based on current energies. Just kind of dive in here. Let's see, I do want this one and I do want this one. And then this one is something to be revealed. So we'll take a look at that. Of course, we'll look at the bottom of the deck and then we'll, based on current energies, if they do decide, like looking at the path ahead, what are we looking at timing if they do? Because I feel like they're at a crossroads. Because the bottom of the deck, we do have the Holly King, which is the Emperor energy, which tells us, this is about action and the energy. When I get the card, I either get a card like I'm making a decision, I'm making plans, and I'm moving, or I'm going, when I want to go, I'm not sure. I'm in the like at a crossroads and I'm trying to decide. It's like someone standing and there's all these paths and they're not sure what they want to do, kind of energy, which is the one that I'm getting from them on this one. So, this card is if they choose to come back and visit you, what are we looking at time wise based on current energy? And then we've got these little tea cards. Spill the tea. Let's see what's going on. I just want to see what's going on with their relationship right now. I feel like that's part of all that. And then what would this visit be like for you guys? All right. I think we got what we need here. So let us start with the win. If they do decide to come back here, we do have the King of Pentacles energy. So there's a few periods of time because these are all Earth, the Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn season. So you're looking at December 22nd to January 19th. So it could be here really, really soon, or April 20th to May 20th of next year, or August 23rd to September 22nd next year. So there's these three pockets of time, these ranges, or let's see, what's your little card here? Yeah, we have confession. Here they are. Someone is about to confess their true feelings to you. So if they come back to you, they will confess their true feelings to you. But it's interesting with these ranges. I'm also getting that it's kind of a cycle, right? They come, they go away, and they come, and they go away. And it's like, come on. There was these I have these notes that I take as I'm reading some radio books. And there's this one that they're bringing to mind here, which they're like, I think I saw it on Instagram. I didn't write down who it was from until it was gone off of my screen. I'm like, oh no. Once it's gone, you're like trying to find it again. If it's just in the stream, it's not someone you follow. But he said, there's three things you um, need to know about relationships with people. One, if they wanted to, they would. Two, you can't change people. And three, you are responsible for your own happiness. And I feel like that's an important message to come through with this. Whichever what's one of those, or if any of those stand out to you, I just felt like they wanted me to read that. Maybe it's for someone else watching too. You never know. All right. So let's take a look here on what's going on in their relationship, and let's find out more here. So we've got the Four of Candles. We do have the Four of Wands. There's a joyful celebration. I do feel like they're coming back for holidays. If they don't live in the city, I feel like they are going to be around for the holidays. We got the Page of Candles, so which is the Page of Wands, which is passion and action. So I do feel like they do reach out. And we've got the Krampus, which is the Devil card, Capricorn energy. So I do feel like that's Capricorn season, which is December 20th to March 20th. So I do feel like they might be back there, right? Oh, Santa's giving you free readings today. You're so funny. Yeah. We do have here, we got breaking news. Something going on with with their relationship. A surprising revelation shifts their perspective. So something happens in that relationship that suddenly changes perspective on it. Let's see if we can find out what that is with these two below the surface here. We got the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Gifts, the Nine of Pentacles. There's a little bit of this I'm happier alone energy that's coming in here. And I feel like, and this makes sense, that they go, I don't feel like they're like the holidays, they might, like, one's going to go see their family, the other one's going to see their family. And in that absence, they're like, I'm kind of happier alone without them around, kind of energy. This is their current relationship that I'm talking about. And I feel like this is the breaking news that they realize, I feel like I'm just doing what I think I'm supposed to do, but I'm not happy. I don't like this. And I feel like they like the freedom, the being away, and they realize how that they like that. Let's see what else we got here too. Yeah, because they've got here the Lover's card and the Three of Pentacles, which is an energy of being true to one's authentic self and more different, creative. And I feel like this here, and here's this mistletoe. It's like, oh, I wish I had someone to kiss. And I feel like that's why they're like, hey, You're down the road. And you're like, I'm not gonna be no, we're not gonna call it a booty call. We're gonna call it a mistletoe call. I'm not gonna be no mistletoe call for you. Unless you want to, there's no judgment there, but I do feel like, there's this they're really wanting someone unique and different, and I kind of feel like they have chosen someone that their family would say they should be with and who they think they're supposed to be with, and, instead of what their heart says, they're kinda going off of their mind and other things. Um, Not so much their, you know, like, someone who does things for show instead of doing things from the heart. I feel like that's what that relationship is that more for show, and this is all the stuff that anyone would want, right? Then why am I not happy? Why am I more happy alone kind of energy, if that makes sense? And then the kind of the skinny below that, yeah, we have the ace of good cheers, the ace of cups, which is an energy, of course, of self-love, and it's a good underlying energy just to know that all of our adventures are in search for our own unconditional love inside of us. That when we search outside of ourselves, we're not going to find it's not going to make us happy anyway. Oh, yeah, that's number three, right? That we had. What was that one? That you are responsible for your own happiness, that no one can make us happy and we can't make anyone else happy. If we're not happy on the inside, no one can make us happy. If someone else isn't happy on the inside, we can't make them happy because we're searching for this unconditional love. Once we find our inner love, inward and upward, then we fill up and overflow, and then we can have happiness. And we still can't make other people happy, but we don't care because we're full of happiness. No, but our energy, it makes it easier for people to choose to be happy when we're happy and overflowing. If we're not happy and we hang out with someone else who isn't happy, we just kind of mirror back our unhappiness to each other, right? So I like this clarity. I do feel like they're kind of, like I said, in this kind of middle of the road, trying to decide what they want to do. Do I want to stay with this one? Do I want to go with you? Do I want to go solo and be with no one? Kind of energy that's coming in. So I feel like that's the big thing here. So it can be any time now. And that feels that way that you're probably going to be hearing from them here over the holidays, but I do feel like they're going to be visiting town if they're from out of town for Christmas and maybe New Year's, or some other celebration. Hanukkah, are they Jewish? I don't know. I feel like there's something else they celebrate too. Kwanzaa? I don't know. But I feel like they're there for more than just like there's Christmas, but there's something else. So maybe it is New Year's or something in between there. I feel like they want to go back to the big city for New Year. So I feel like there's something else around it. So what your fortune cookie brings in. You got love is real. Look at that. Can't make it up. Let's see if we can do a better picture here. It says, love is not a myth. Your heartbreak just made it easier to spot what it isn't. Don't let past wounds rewrite the truth. And again, this is the, coming back to your self love, right? But I love that. All right. So hopefully that helps, Marissa. That's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. And then Deb, you are at 5454. Boom. So thank you for your donation. We'll give that a love and a like here. Thank you so much for that. See, I don't think anyone else come in. No. No. All right. So Deb, thank you so much. Tomorrow's your official first day of training. I know, right? Get a reading around that. Having a wonderful hedge. I love it. Love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I'm preparing for what, day number 12 already? Can you believe it? I think I almost have it all done and prepared. So let's take a look here. Based on current energies, what is the training? What do they want you to know about this training here? Okay, got this one, got this one, got this one, got these underneath. None of those. Nope. All right. What do we have? What do we have? Look at all this underneath the surface, and these you can kind of see them a little here. Scroll down here in case you're saying hello. Bottom of the deck, you do have the Knight of Gifts, which is interesting because underneath it you have the Ace of Gifts and the Eight of Gifts. All right. So you do have, of course, let me do this a better way. So we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is the quest for, like, to find our self-worth, to find the fullness of life, right? Um, and and then you have the Ace of Pentacles underneath, which means you find this feeling of fullness in life, and the Eight of Pentacles, which is putting in the blood, the sweat, the tears, and the transformational energy that brings you this feeling, an expansion of your gifts too. So I love this, enjoying the journey of the unfolding, knowing that you already have everything you need inside of you. So I like this, like you have nothing to prove. You're just becoming more aware. You're gaining clarity around life and your journey and your gifts. And so you have, but this is really the strong point is you have nothing to prove. Anything from the outside world does not define you, right? Whatever happens in the outside world, your worth doesn't change. So I like that going into that, just that solid foundation. What else do they want you to know? That was the bottom of the deck. Then you have the Eight of Swords. Yeah, this is releasing some old mindsets, some thoughts and beliefs that don't serve you anymore, those that used to keep you safe. But it is letting go of some old stuff and seeing things from a higher perspective. And I like this, that you're kind of letting some old beliefs go that were bubbling below the surface. Maybe something, like I can't learn that, or I struggle learning some of this old that you've proven wrong already, but that's bubbling up that comes up and you're like, really? You really going to convince me that I have trouble learning or I have trouble doing this or I'm not going to get it or fear of failure? You're like, really? It's all right. You can come up. We'll talk this through and I'll transform you. It's like you've transformed some big pieces of that already in your life. But these are the little leftover, croissants. I don't know why it's croissants. It's little croissants that are left over. You're like, yeah, you know, you were the ones left in the bag in the back, and no one, and we forgot you were there. Now you're kind of moldy and or really like a rock. You're like, we'll help transform you. We'll let you go. What else do you have? Yeah, because you have the Six of Wands that came out with that, which is flowy energy, and it also is victory energy that comes in there too. So I like that there's this, and the eights and sixes, beautiful flow kind of energy coming in. You got the Four of Gifts, another even number, Four of Pentacles. Next to it, the Eight of Candles. Look at all these eights, Eight of Wands energy. And this is a good combo. Normally the Four of Pentacles could be like a solid foundation kind of energy, but it also is about realizing that my worth, again, kind of like coming from the bottom of the deck, my worth um, is rooted in my connection to the eternal, unconditional love of the higher realms, not relationships with people, situations, or things. The outside world is unstable, fickle, ever changing. So I don't define myself by that. I don't validate myself by that. I validate myself inward and upward. And here comes this, energy around this Eight of Wands with that Four of Pentacles that feels like you have a bunch of flow of energy because of this foundation. Yeah, because you got the Four of Gifts, And then the bottom of the deck, 8, ace and knight. You got all these pentacles energy being the foundation of what's being, and I don't feel like your foundation's being shaken. I feel like it's being reinforced through this. So I like it. Underneath the surface, you do have the mistletoe, the lover's card. So your power of emotional choice. I like this for a couple of reasons. One, they're bringing through that, of course, you can't control what other people will feel or not. All you can control is your emotional choice. And so that's a strong, again, another underneath the surfaces. I'm going to be me and I'm going to have a great time. And if they do or not, that's okay. That's their journey. Another one of my little sticky notes that I have here that they're bringing in. I love that this, because when I read, you guys know I get sticky notes everywhere. What is it said? Where's the one? Oh, it's the one that says, everybody is on, oh, here it is. Everyone is on their own custom designed pilgrimage to reach the awareness of the unconditional love they are. So I like that excuse me, each of our adventures is custom made strictly to order for each of us. So we don't know what kind of custom order they put in for their life. You're just going to enjoy yours, right? And then the other reason for the mistletoe and the lover's card is you're going to develop some strong friendships through this, through the training, and then through actually being a mentor. You're going to find some lifelong friends and some important relationships with people. So I like that. You also have the 10 of Pentacles, so abundance, abundance. Again, all this abundance energy and fullness energy. I get the sense that this is gonna be like reinforcement, of your, it's not a validation, it's not a shaking of the foundation of your worth. It's just a reinforcing it, going, yeah, it's strong on its own, but it doesn't hurt to pack more around it to make it even more solid. Why not? Let's bring it on, right? So I like that for you. And then you have the 5 of good cheer. Yeah, the 5 of cups. I like this energy. Because didn't we get this before for you? We get this 5 of cups a lot when it becomes a poster child card that is like, this is, how we want to be of service is to help others transform their emotions from lower to higher vibration, like we've learned to do. And, because of our own individual circumstances, and we've been able to do it, it's not from a place of, I read it in a book and I learned it in training that this is how you are, you know, supposed to do this. You're like, girl, I went through this and this and this, and then I went through this and this and this. And oh my God, I thought this was it, but this is what I did, and this is how it transformed me. So, what are you going through? And it's like, wow, you're able to do that from a place of experience, not from, you know, I read it somewhere. And I like that kind of 5 of cups energy there. Excuse me. Yeah, look at you. Wild rebirth. So here you go, another rebirth coming in here. So I love this. Can you feel it? The stretch, the strain, the tension before your rebirth. You're about to hatch, baby. I like that. You're about to hatch. What a beautiful card. See if I can get it without a big glare. Wild, a wild rebirth. It's like rewilding, like with Sabrina Lynn, right? So I love that for you. So that's what they got for you, Deb. I'm excited for it and for continuation of your hedge. Glad you're enjoying it. I excuse me. Maybe I need one for myself. I said, I'm working on some new hedges. Uh, my host is being a guinea pig for a hedge for health. Because of course we're gonna do one anyway. But then she got pneumonia, so I'm like, uh, would you be interested in being a guinea pig for this? I think I'll just kind of initiate it now and start it. So I love it. And like, then the hedge of growth and I had someone else that wanted one for a hedge for their business growth. So there's these different hedges that are being created, and I love the email communications that they're creating to bring the awareness around them. So I'll be introducing some new hedges in 2026. That's the goal. All right. So that is it. I think for my donations currently. Let me just make sure I didn't skip over anyone. Because the Santa hat just does strange things. All right. So I think that is it. Let me take a quick sip of coffee here and we'll jump into some free readings. Hot, hot, hot. All right. So up first, we have Marie Celentine. So Maria, sorry, not Marie, Maria. Yeah, I love that for you, Deb Deb. Yeah, this next one's really, really cool. And then the last one, they already gave me ideas around it. So I'm excited for this. All right. So Maria, hello, hello. So you're wondering, how will the operation inside your mouth be? You have to remove cysts from your upper gums. The roof. Excuse me. So, of course, whenever we're talking about anything medical, see the disclaimer down in the description box. I'm not a medical professional. Of course, tarot is designed for fun and entertainment purposes. So, see of course, the disclaimer. I do not accept responsibility for anyone's choices. And, of course, ultimately, everyone should consult professionals in making important decisions in your life. All right. Disclaimer made. Let's take a look here, Maria. So based on your current energies, what are we looking at here? So you do have the strength card. I love that. Leo, inner strength energy, powerful victory card, and 9 of good cheer, 9 of cups, which is like a dream come true energy. So this feels like you have the strength. I feel like it's going to end up being a positive outcome for you here with this combination of cards. I do, and when we were chatting on Facebook Messenger earlier today, which you guys, if ever reach out to me on Instagram or Facebook, I do answer. If you ever chat me up, or my email, all that's in the description box of the video, by the way. But you have the 5 of wands, and I know there's, of course, when we have fear energy, we're taught as humans, oh my god, we fear the unknown. It's our natural kind of inclination in human form because we're taught that growing up. Everyone, if there's something going on in the human body, people are like, oh my god, I hope it's not cancer. That's my Jersey accent as much as I can do it, but it's like that, or um, oh my god, what is it? It's it's just information. Regardless of whatever we get, it's just information. But we empower everything through our energy. That's what this 5 of wands on the bottom of the deck is, which is, you know, if I focus on fear, then I draw in what I'm fearing, right? Not to ignite more fear, but to realize your power, you're the one in charge of your life. You're drawing it in. You're the one that has that control over your life. If you focus on gratitude for the health that you do have, the trust that you have in the creator, um, for all the health you currently have and have had, that's abundance energy. And when we draw more of that in, if I focus on lack or fear and that, then I draw in that. So it's a good opportunity to really be aware of the energy and to put reminders all around you, to put things on your phone like silent vibrating alarms. Remember gratitude, come back to gratitude. Joy, laughter, gratitude, unconditional love, fun, play. Those energies are high vibration and powerful. That's the strength card too, connecting with your higher self. There's usually a maiden and a lion on the strength card. The lion is our human, the maiden is our higher self. And it's funny that the usually, and it didn't show it in here in this one, but the maiden usually is opening the mouth of the lion. So it's like, let me look in there. I'll help, So you can ask for health from your higher being. And we don't focus on healing. We don't focus on trying to push things away because that energy actually amplifies. I enjoy healing. I would like more to be healed from. No, we don't want that. I also don't want to, if I'm focusing on something, please don't let it be this. Please don't let it be this. It's like a lion walking across a parking lot and we're going, hey, lion, don't come over here. We're getting its attention, drawing it to us. If we instead focus our energy on health, what we do have and have had, everything that's healthy, we invite more health, not the opposite. So we like that. So that is what they have for you. Hopefully that helps a little bit, Maria. So hang in there. Many blessings. Let us know when your surgery is. I don't think you said. Um, and I'll send you some extra energy on that day. All right. So much love to you. All right, GNXO, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. Oh, don't worry, Deb, 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 Deb. You want to ask, what are I's feelings and intentions towards you? He's emerged from the depths today after returning from a work trip. Underlying energies, sure. We'll take a look here. Hey, Jane, you're here. You're here. All right. Nope, none of those. So first, let's focus in on what I's feelings are, then their intentions, and then the bottom of the deck. All right. At the bottom of the deck, you do have the Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Gifts, which does talk about transformation, putting in the blood, the sweat, the tears, that kind of transformational energy of the butterfly coming from the caterpillar into the butterfly, the chrysalis. So it does feel like there is some change afoot bubbling below the surface there of the reading here. What are their feelings? Ooh, you got the Lover's card with the mistletoe. So they're definitely bewitched by the mistletoe coming in here. So that's very interesting. Let's see what their intentions are. We got the Strength card. Just put this back and came back out. There's this Leo energy that comes with the Strength card. It is about inner strength, but this feels more, their intentions are more passionate, more Leo. I want to be seen. Look at me, look at me, look at me energy. It's the lower expression of Leo energy that's coming in with this here. So it feels fiery, it feels more passionate, right? Yeah, he has to ask you out first, right? So I do feel like there is this, this is inkling here. And this isn't about a kiss, this could be about important relationship. Are there feelings? You're an important person in their life with the Lover's card when it comes in. Um, but there is kind of this um I want to say being independent is a good word with this Leo, more lion, doesn't want to be caged, wants to be seen, loves attention, wants the spotlight in a way. Um, and, and, but I feel like there is importance in that. Emotions is you're an important person to them. Doesn't necessarily mean that they want lovers, but I feel like something's moving, something's kind of happening. below the surface a little bit there too. Yeah, at least he has feelings, right? Yeah. And that's yeah, right, you don't want it any attention. And it can be that's why I said it's a lower expression of Leo. That's probably why they wanted to point that out because you're like, "Wait a minute, I'm a Leo." But this is, and it can be somewhere in their chart, but there's this, the lower expression, it's about me. When you raise your vibration, the higher expression of Leo is more leading through love and leading through your passion and energy in life, not look at me, but look at us, or follow me, kind of energy. So I like that. But yeah, this feels like there's something going, but it feels like they're not wanting um, to be constricted by relationships yet. It feels like they're kind of in their um, adventure kind of stage and looking for someone that would be an adventure with them, but someone without restriction, if that makes sense. Oh, yeah. Well, it works that way for some people, but you're like, yeah, that's not. It's like every country is different. Every country has different rules. You better check out my website to see how you can get a visa to come visit this country. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. So if you can communicate that clearly to them, I feel like that makes a difference for them as well. But that's what they got for you right now, Gene. So many blessings to you. All right. And then we got Touch O Love. You are up. Whoops. Try that again. There we go. We are both Americans. No, I mean, what I meant by that was um, like individually we're like little independent nations and we all have our rules and our currency. What kind of currency do you like? Our love language, right? What is our currency, and what other rules to get a visa to come into my life, and all that fun stuff. Yeah, we're all sovereign. I like that. All right. So sorry, touch of love. Maybe that was for you too. You want to know what's coming for you in love? What should you look for? Yeah, there you go. So that was very fitting for you. We are all our own countries. You get to decide who you allow into your country or not, or who you deport. I'm not getting political. I'm just, being analytical, analogical, analogy like. All right. So let's take a look here. What's coming for you in love? What should you look for? So, what's coming for you in love? What should you look for? What can you look for? Okay. And then the bottom of the deck, we'll look at that too. All right. The bottom of the deck, you do have the Two of Candles, the Two of Wands, which does talk about, what you draw into your life, of course, is so when you go, what's coming for you in love, whatever you're focusing your energy on the most, right? Well, we'll see what based on current energies where you're going here, but if whatever comes in here, if you're like, ugh, or oh yeah, whatever you focus on is what you draw more. So the more grateful you are for things in your life, the more you draw things that match that energy. If we're feeling lack or fear or need or whatever lower vibrational, we draw in things that match that. So, it's important for us to know that um, luckily our lives are created by what we're focusing on, not what other people are focusing on for us. Because otherwise, we'd be living so many weird lives. We'd be pulled in all the different directions, everyone having different desires, different opinions, blah, blah, blah. But what matters is our energy, our focus, our intention, what we're putting forward. Tomorrow, at the beginning of the um I was gonna say podcast, the stream, I'm gonna do a little new moon in Sagittarius. Um maybe a ritual with some focus and some guidance on how we can use that energy the most. But it is about where we focus our energy. Sagittarius, Jupiter, abundant energy for a new moon, powerful. So if you aren't able to attend, you can always watch it on a replay, but just check tomorrow's stream. Let's see. Based on current energies, where you're headed to, you have the star card. You have this balance energy. This, I just feel like there's this, because you got the full card when you go, what should you look out for? You have this ending and beginning energy, this clarity on what is your dream come true. And with the full card, that's the star card, it's part of that is what is my dream? Not my mental dream come true, what I think I'm supposed to have, but this and it's funny that we have the Christmas tree in the background too, with the star at the top in the full card. But it's letting old cycles go, beginning of new cycle, beginning of a new adventure, but free of expectations, free of supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts. The old ways don't work anymore. What's the new way that I want to experience love? Not the old ways with the need and the want and those kind of energies, but really moving into that direction. Was there a sticky note for this? I feel like there was something else. I don't remember if there was one. I feel like there's something. Let me just look here because I feel like I have all these sticky notes that I'm going to get them into stuff because after a while they're all over the place and I have stacked them all together. I feel like part of what I'm going to be doing next week is talking about Mel Robbins' most recent podcast. Well, not most, I think it was last week's, about reviewing 2025 and looking at what you want to stop, what you want to keep, and what you want to go into in 2026. I feel like that's the big thing that they're talking about here, especially with this kind of fresh start energy here. Yeah, because it feels like here, yeah, there's something about here too. This I have written down violator means violated, means villain. And all this teaches us to develop muscles enough to free ourselves. So there is kind of that energy of looking back at my 2025 and seeing where did I feel like I was, you know, victimized and where was there a villain and realizing this was all teaching me to free myself from that. The old melodrama where the little damsel in distress, she's tied to the railroad tracks going, help me, by the little, the guy in the black of the big black top hat and the coat and everything. And he's got his little mustache and he's, nyah, 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 and then the hero is supposed to ride in the white horse and the cowboy hat and I rescue you, but the hero doesn't show up because we realize, wait, under this dress, ba-ba-da, you're wearing the white and you have your cowboy hat. And you're like, I'm the hero that rescues myself. That's the kind of energy I feel coming in here for you. And next week, I will be sharing a lot on social media, some steps for the from Mel Robbins. Mel Robbins podcast. In fact, I got to write this down. I keep saying it, and if I don't write it down, guess what? What will happen? So 2026 focus. Okay, I have it written down now. Now it will not be forgot. So hopefully that helps, my dear. But I do feel like it's a transformation that's coming, and it's the old ways. I'm tired of the old ways. I'm ready to recreate my new life with love and just like a total life makeover change energy that's coming in here for you for 2026. So I know that's a lot, right? That's what they have for you. Hopefully that helps, my dear. Many blessings to you. Right? Ateshi Singh, you are up. Here is your timestamp. I think someone else came in here too. Yeah, Indigenous. Hello, hello. Good to see you. So sorry I didn't give you a shout out. Let me add you onto the list here. Make sure I didn't miss anyone else. Oh my goodness. Nope, I don't think I did. All right. So sorry, Teshi. So based on your current energies, will Hugh Lee ask or consider asking you out tomorrow or when you come back? All right, let's take a look here. Will they ask you tomorrow? Will they ask you when you come back? And underlying energies. We got the King of Cups here. There's this balancing energy here. This feels, I'm getting like really overbalanced energy from them. Like they're a little too cool in their emotions. I feel like they need to have some spark. I feel like they've kind of gotten kind of stagnant in their life emotionally, where they kind of just have become a little numb and non-acting on their emotions, more like they've quieted it and unplugged because they didn't like what their heart was telling them a while ago. They forgot to plug it back in. I feel like they just need to go, "Oop, oh, that's right. Is this thing on? Bang, bang, bang," you know? All right, let's see here. Will they ask you, are they let's see, will they ask and consider asking you out tomorrow? Well, you got the Magician, which is action energy. It's communication energy. So that's a positive card for me. That would be like a yes kind of energy. When you come back, 2 of good cheer, 2 of cups. So it almost feels here like both. And maybe more so because the magus or the magician is like Mercury energy, which is conversation. They might talk to you before like tomorrow, maybe not ask you out. And maybe they might ask you out for when you come back or when you come back with that 2 of cups, because that's more of the relationship kind of, getting together kind of energy. So it feels like there's action tomorrow, but maybe it's just conversation, and the conversation could be, but I definitely feel like the asking out or the going out happens when you get back, with the 2 of cups appearing in that spot versus this other here. With the magician being, that can be action energy, taking initiative, but because it's ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, it might just be talking and making plans or just talking to you. And then, you know, also the magician is what, the manifestation energy of whatever you focus on, you draw in. So if you're like, "Oh god, I want him to, I want him to, I want him to," you make it harder for them to do so because our energy of want and need is lack energy, and it actually pushes it further away. Instead of going, "I'm grateful for who they are. I'm grateful for the communication we do have. I'm grateful for any interactions that we have and have had." And with its sincere gratitude, it allows it to come in and flow easier toward us. So it's kind of like the tide pulls it in instead of the tide pushing something out. So hopefully that helps, Satoshi. That's what they got for you. All right. Then we got Livier Vagara is up. Livier, let's grab your timestamp here. Hello, hello, my friend. And you want to ask what the cards want to tell you at the moment. All right, let's give it a quick sip of coffee. Cheers to you. It's interesting that because I'm limiting how much coffee I drink, it feels like it tastes even better because it's not just a bunch of it throughout the day. It's like a special cup in the morning and a special cup in the evening, and that's it. It's not lack energy, it's abundance and appreciation energy, right? That's interesting. So, however that resonates for you or anyone else that's listening right now. For you, though, at the moment, yeah, you do have on the bottom of the deck, you have the Lover's card, emotional choice energy. Again, that makes sense with what I was talking about here. It depends on how you look at it. It could be like, oh God, I got to back off of coffee and it's better for me. But God, I can't believe I have to do it. Versus, this is so good. Makes me appreciate it. There's a difference of the energy, right? Can always look for the thing to complain about, right? Or we can look at the thing to be grateful for. And whatever we energy we put out is what we draw in more of. You also have the temperance, the balance energy, trusting the timing of things. So even if it's about relationship, it's knowing that things are unfolding and moving perfectly and that we don't have to worry about, we can go with the flow and get somewhere sooner, or we can try to swim against the tide and try to do it our way, right? And it takes longer because when you try to swim upstream, you don't move as fast down the stream. You're like fighting it. You're still moving along with the stream because the stream is, of course, stronger, but we're not moving as fast. If you just let go and go with the flow, we get to places more quickly. And we do that through our energy choices, right? So I like that. I feel like that is the underlying message of trust the timing, things are flowing. Trust the timing, things are flowing. And then you have and then the magician, the magus, which we were just talking about a moment ago too, which is about, managing your energy and um, where you're investing your energy. And I like that. I mean, it's a good awareness for all of us to just be aware of, what's going on. If you didn't catch us in the beginning of the podcast, my host, probably about 30 minutes before I started, she goes, "Hey, just keeping you in the loop. There's some friends of hers, someone that works close by and someone that lives down the street was saying, "Hey, just so you know, there's a bomb threat 2 blocks away." And of course, we can immediately go, right, and freak out. um, or we can go, I'm going to send love in a direction because we can go into our fight or flight mode. And that's all right. We're going to be human. We're going to do it. It happens. But once we calm down, if we take a deep breath, then we can stay out of fear by instead consciously choosing to send love energy to situations that are going on with that. We were talking because um, when like, gosh, this is with X number three. We lived way down south of town, and we had a police officer come to our door to knock on it to let us know that the neighbor behind us had barricaded himself in with his family and was shooting at police officers out through the window. And they said, "You either need to leave or get in the basement." And so, of course, my partner, they were heading off to work anyway, and I'm like, "I'm just going down to the basement. Got a shower and get ready down in the basement anyway. I'll just go to the basement." Um, and there was actually, after it was all over, we ended up finding a bullet shell in the back frame of the back door. So you're like, "Wow, you never know." Um, but if you have fear, you invite more, right? And there was this other situation we talked about. I don't know why I'm talking about all this, but Spirit wants me to talk about it, so I am. We had someone here locally that went into one of the Planned Parenthood places with a gun, was holding hostages, and then they were like gonna kill themselves. And it was like way, way back, and I got friends on my Facebook with me and said, just let's send love energy to him that he doesn't take his life or anyone else's life. And like 5 minutes later, he surrendered. I'm like, whoa. And then another time, it was in another city in another state that I saw on Facebook that there was this, you know, hey, there's this thing going on where this person took hostages. And I'm like, hey, everybody, this is what we did before. Let's send love to this one, so that they don't end anyone's life or their own and whatever. And moments later, they surrendered again. And it's like we can't control people's emotions, like the mistletoe, the lover's card is emotional choice. We can control all our emotional choices, but we can't control anyone else's. But our energy can make it the environment. It's like the weather makes it easier or harder for them to choose higher love or fear, right? It's like, I guess it'd be like if you're in 120-degree weather, it's going to be harder for you to think cool thoughts. Whereas if it's a nice, beautiful 70 degrees with a breeze, yeah, you can choose cool thoughts and you won't be as irritable, right? So we can help change the weather to make it easier or harder, but we can't control people's emotions. So I feel like that's a big piece of of the reading there. Just examples of how we can, in a situation that we're taught to, that we can be like, you know what, I'm going to choose differently and see what happens. And you can be amazed at that. So that's what they got for you, Olivier. Hopefully that helps. What are you going to be going through? Oh, and I'm just kidding. No fear, no fear. All right. So many blessings to you. Good to see you. All right. Then we have musical beer. Here is your timestamp 136 even here. A general for the upcoming week. Let's see what they want you to know here. All right. Got this and this. Underlying energy, you do have the Six of Candles, the Six of Wands. So there is this victory energy, a good movement of it's a flow energy, a movement energy, an action energy in the outside world, but more of action, 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 and flow energy coming in here as well. So I like this for you. It's a positive undercurrent. You also have the death and rebirth card. So that's good that we got that one other one first. So we know that it's not something bad. This is a significant ending to something that brings an amazing victory energy that comes in here. So it's more of transformational, that, and it can be that something that's been really like bugging you or feeling like an obstacle, that something's being removed for you, that you don't even have to do anything. There's like this thing ends and then you're like, oh, well, don't have to worry about that anymore. It's took care of itself kind of energy. You also have, yeah, the Ace of Candles. So, Ace of Wands, this new beginning, this new passion, this new action energy, definitely endings and beginnings energy that comes in. And with the Death card and an Ace, those are powerful energies next week. So, whatever this has been that's been kind of just bugging you, has an ending, has a transformation, at least the beginnings of it, where you feel the release and the relief from it. And I feel like you're excited for the newness, not just the end of the year to the new year. This is something that's been like a solid, big boulder in the middle of the road that, needs to be removed, or a pothole that you always have to avoid that's finally repaired. Not literally. Well, maybe literally if it's been bugging you that much, but it's more figuratively that it's a change like that. So I like that for you, musical beer. So whether it's a person or a situation, things do get resolution this week. So I like it. Right. That's what they got for you. So many blessings to you. Right. Me new, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. Yep. Let's get there. And hi, dear. So, what comes towards you in your life? Let's take a look here. What is coming towards you in your life? What is coming towards you in your life? Whoa. Okay. We got that. What else? In that. We got two there. And the bottom of the deck. Wow. Well, the first card that showed itself is the King of Good Cheer, the King of Cups. And this can be what immediately I got when it came flying out was, it feels like there's this individual that's come into your life, just feels like a perfect fit. Just, there's someone that's both balanced between their heart and their head, someone who can communicate their feelings, someone that's not so much in their head. They don't know what an emotion is, but they're intelligent. They can communicate. They also can share their heart. Doesn't have to be romantic, but bottom of the deck, you got the Ace of Cups, which is about a new love, or that can be self-love too. But I kind of feel like this is, if you're looking for love, I feel like what's coming towards you is this individual who just feels like this perfect fit for you. And if you're already in a relationship, it could be someone like a best friend kind of energy, like, oh, we're gonna be best friends forever. Um, but it does feel like there's this. It's such a great fit kind of energy, but it does feel like it's someone new that you don't know. Because I was going to say sometimes it can be like a family member that you've parted ways with that's come back, but when it's an ace, it's someone you've never known before. What else? And you got these two. You got the Four of Candles, the Four of Wands, and the World card. Yeah, I feel like you're going to meet him at like New Year's Eve. because you've got the 4 of wands, which is joy and celebration, and you've got the world card, which is the ending of an old year, old cycle, the beginning of a new one. So it just feels like there's this celebration that you meet someone important at the very least, um, on New Year's Eve. So I like that for you. That's all that I'm gonna say. Wait, I've got questions. I've got questions. All right, that's what they have for you now, Minu. Luckily, this is just Friday. I mean, this is Thursday. You have Friday night, and then you have Saturday morning and Saturday night and Sunday if you want more deets on those, right? Or of course, we could always do a donation. But at least you have those. All right. Then we have Cat Mia up next. Hey, Cat Mia, here is your time stamp. And you know what? What can you do to cross OOB in 2 to 3 years? All right, let me take a quick sip here. Cheers. All right. I got that. Do you want this one? And the bottom of the deck. You have the 4 of canes on the bottom, the 4 of swords. And one of these is about rest, like resting your mind, letting go of kind of expectations, letting go of the old ways, seeing things from a different perspective. Usually they have someone like sleeping on the bottom of the, with an ace of swords, or sleeping on the ace of swords, with the 3 swords of expectations equal disappointment on the top, on the wall, right? So this is about letting the old ways go, seeing things from a different perspective. Um, seek seek new ways is kind of the energy. Let's see what else. You have the 2 of candles. Yeah, be aware of your energy too. 2 of wands is kind of whatever I focus my energy on is what I grow and expand. So if I focus on need and want, if I focus on any kind of lack or fears, that actually is a tide that pushes away things, makes it harder for things to come our way. Where if I focus on gratitude for what I do have, what I have had, abundance kind of energy, joy, laughter, play, whatever this means for what you're looking for, it does expand it. It does um, make it like the tide draws things towards you. So your energy and your focus, being aware of it helps too. So get out of the restrictions of the mind, watch the restrictions of our energy, what we're focusing on, right? And that changes. In fact, if you're not able to be here at the beginning of tomorrow's stream, I'm going to be talking about the new moon in Sagittarius, and I'm going to do like a little ritual and provide some information on that I heard today on a Mel Robbins podcast. Um, with it's all about manifestation and an approach to it that's really interesting. I really like it. So I'm going to be sharing that, and that can also help with that. So if you can't be here, it'll be available. Just watch the beginning of the stream. I'll do it at the beginning. Yeah, and then you have the high priestess. High priestess energy is trust your gut, trust your intuition. Um, but that is done from this place of calmness and this place of peace. And I feel like here with this moon energy, this is really important. So this is kind of them reinforcing kind of what I was going to say, because this is about connecting with spirit, trusting that, and the 2 pillars. You got these 2 pillar energies coming in here, because usually there's like a black and white pillar. They have a black and white tree in this one, but you got 2 candles, 2 trees, kind of standing in the in between. Um, but I do feel like this is stepping back, because the high priestess steps back, looks at things from a different perspective, a higher perspective, which is what we got with the 4 of swords earlier. And they look behind the veil, they dive deep below the surface, and that does bring in a different energy there. So those things can help bring you the answers and bring you the clarity, and you can even have ideas be dropped in from spirit. The more we come from this place of calm, as we raise our love vibration, that's the vibration at which spirit speaks, and we lower the noise of our fears, that allows us to hear more clearly too. So we turn down the fear, turn up the unconditional love and gratitude and joy, and we can get a lot of messages that come in that way too. So hopefully that helps. That's what they got for you, Kat Mia. So many blessings to you. All right. Hey, Crescent Moon. Good to see you. I'll jump to you next. I just have one more free reading to do. If you don't mind, I'm just going to complete that here. And then we'll move on to your readings there. All right. So, Indigenous, hello, hello. Here is your timestamp. Any guidance would be greatly appreciated. Hey, Maria P. Good to see you. Hello, hello. All right. So, any guidance, Indigenous? What does Spirit want you to know right now? Boom, boom. Oh, not that. Okay. Okay, there we go. All right. What do we have going on here? All right. Well, so the bottom of the deck, you do have the Devil card, which they call it Krampus. The Krampus. This is, and it's interesting that you got the Lovers card underneath here, because this is about, the underlying energy is about questioning your thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, long held thoughts and beliefs around relationship. It's like the shaking of things, the clearing away of meaning around things. And the two cards that came out for your reading too, you do have the 3 of Cups and the Justice card. I'd almost say here that this feels like this person cheated on me. I've got this third party situation, and I need to understand this. And I mean, because both of these cards kind of show me that it's about challenging beliefs around what someone else's actions mean about me. And when we're in our human form, we kind of look at things and go, all right, when they do this or they don't do this, they say this or don't say this is what this means about me, right? This is what this means um, about my worth. And when we look to validate our worth to the outside world, which is actually retail price, it's not self worth. Self worth starts with an SELF, which is self, right? Self worth we find inward and upward to our higher self, which is a very solid foundation of pricelessness, meaning that, you can't put a price on us because we're so precious, because we're eternally and unconditionally loved by the higher realms, right? But when we define ourselves by the outside world through relationships, situations like jobs and education, and things like our bodies, our bank accounts, possessions, all that is fickle. That's unstable. That's, retail price. And we end up on the clearance rack, right? Depending if I'm a warm parka coat during the winter in northern Alaska, I'm highly sought after. But if I'm that same coat on a tropical island on the equator during summer, I don't even make it to a clearance rack. I'm just donated to Goodwill. So I feel like the guidance here is look at where you're validating your worth, and that your worth never changes based on someone else's actions or non actions, their words or their silence, because your true worth is who you truly are, not what people say you are or don't say you are, et cetera, et cetera. This is you that gets to define that. So I feel like that the guidance here is to really see things from that higher perspective, from that place of unconditional love, the capital T truths rooted in unconditional love, instead of the small t truths that we learn from the outside world, which are really opinion rooted in fear. And that your definition of yourself changes when you change what form you're looking at to validate your worth, the true one or the fake one from the internet. So hopefully that helps with guidance. That's what I feel is coming in for you, Indigenous. So hang in there. Many blessings. If you have a specific question that you want to know about, I do one free per session. You can donate, or we're here 4 more times during the weekend as well. Great. So that is what they have for you. Many blessings to you. All right. So Maria P, I'll add your free question on here. Hello, hello. And then Crescent Moon, we got your 2 donations. Thank you for your patience in getting to yours here. So we'll do times 2. And your first one up here, you got 151.21. So here's your first timestamp. Hello, woohoo! Third Eye Private Eye, sipping on some of that delicious tea. And then Maria P. Sorry, I just saw you're doing. I think this is you. Yes. So Maria P. You'll be up after the 2 here for Crescent Moon. All right. So let's dive in. Let's see what we got going on here. Good to see you, Crescent Moon. We got a Crescent Moon going on right now, right? Or we're heading into our new moon tomorrow. Can you believe it? If you guys haven't signed up for the new moon giveaway, check out the description box of the video. There is a link to that. I'll be drawing a winner tomorrow, every new moon and full moon. All right, so let's see here. Reading on the ADD Sag for today, tomorrow, and Saturday, please. All right, let's take a look here. So for today, what's going on with the Sag here? Okay. All right. And then tomorrow, yeah, tomorrow's Friday. I keep on thinking today's Friday for some reason. Okay, and then Saturday. You want that one here. It's interesting. Got some extra subterranean cards here. Usually I have underlying energy, but I got some underlying energy that comes in here too. Stars in the sky. The stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas, but you're not in Texas. All right. I'm just in a singing mood tonight. Bottom of the deck, you got the Ace of Good Cheer, the Ace of Cups energy coming in here, Crescent Moon. The overall energy here just feels self-love and self-focused kind of energy, which makes sense with the energy that's been going on with them lately, right? Just feels like they're kind of like, what do I want? What will make me feel full kind of energy that's coming in here. So let's see here. The energy of today, we do have Father Christmas, the Hermit, number 9. So wanting to be by oneself, along with the 6 of Wands, the 6 of Candles. Here's that energy that normally it's the 6 of Cups that's about reflecting on the past, but there's this victory energy, this feeling of I am happy to be alone and to be with just me and making choices for me. And there's this Christmas Day parade energy, which I'm not sure what this is about. Are they wanting to go see the Macy's Day Parade? Is that Christmas or is that Thanksgiving? I just feel like there's this parade that they're showing me in my head coming in here. Let's see what's below the surface here. Got the Page of Candles, Page of Wands energy, along with the King of Gifts. Yeah, there is this like striving for abundance, this wanting to like this expanded energy to feel full and fulfilled and have a lot. So I just feel like they are really, and we'll see what's this is the one that has one of the subterranean below thing, but something that's kind of drawing them. They're wanting to like experience this fullness, experience this just this feeling of a full life. A lot of possession energy coming in, but there's also seeping in the feeling of belonging somewhere. So I don't know if there's a visit somewhere. I don't know if there's someone in New York or because I don't know. Is that where they have the big Christmas parades? I don't watch them anymore. I haven't watched them since I was a young lad, back when it was dinosaurs pulling things. But I don't see the uh let's see what's below the surface here. Yeah, 10 of candles, 10 of wands, which is a change of energy, change of scenery, endings and beginnings energy. So they it feels like they're trying to make some plans to do something different. And I just feel like they're in this I want to be alone, but I want to be somewhere where I belong, where everyone the island of misfit toys, whatever that is. But I feel like there's like I want to go somewhere where I know I'll be wanted kind of energy here. So they kind of had that focus today. Right now is their energy. Let's see for tomorrow. Tomorrow we've got the 5 of good cheer. Yeah, we got some wonderful sorrow, lower vibrational emotion energy next to the page of canes, the page of swords. Wow. I like this combination because it's not them feeling sorrowful tomorrow. This is more like they're gaining a lot of clarity around the poor me that other people would they would accomplish and manipulate them to do what they wanted them to do instead of, you know, because they hated letting people down. And tomorrow it feels like a lot of reflection and clarity going, I see now how people use their tears and their and their guilt trips and stuff to try to make them do what they wanted to do instead of, considering their feelings and their desires and their wishes. It's too bad. You just got to do what I want you to do, or I'm going to cry, or I'm going to get mad, or then I'm going to reject you. Three stages of manipulation, right? Let's see what this is about. Below the surface, we do have the moon. Yeah, I was going to say Cancer moon, mother moon energy. I figured it was going to be mom. And the 8 of candles, the 8 of wands. And this group of fiery, chatty people. It almost feels like they're just tired of everyone kind of energy, and I feel like they're realizing and contemplating what makes me happy. Again, that Ace of Cups below the surface. What makes me happy? And I fear making choices that, take me away from people, but I'm like, I think I might just wanna, you know, go again, I feel like they're making decisions tonight, but tomorrow they're really thinking seriously about, all right, am I gonna do this? Am I gonna piss off a bunch of people by telling them what I am not gonna do? So I feel like tomorrow is like the day of let me make sure exactly what I wanna do, but a lot of reflection, a lot of contemplation about how I've been manipulated in the past. And then Saturday I'm sorry, that was Friday. And then Saturday, we have the 3 of candles, yep. The choice to go a different direction with different information, going a different route. The King of Canes, King of Swords. I feel like they're communicating the route that they're going, this different route that they're going here. The King of Swords, the King of Canes being the master of communication. Below the surface, 6 of good cheer. Here's that 6 of cups. I want to go back to this feeling of a joyful childhood Christmas. I'm going to go somewhere where I can feel this way. Now I'm getting like a ski resort. Like I want to go somewhere where there's snow and there's reindeer and sleigh rides and people that are getting together and everyone's welcome. It's almost like it's a singles Christmas ski resort gathering. I don't know why I saw that, but it's like because it feels like childhood, like we're all just kids and we're all just here to have fun and enjoy the Christmas and we don't have any responsibility. We can just be myself kind of energy. Hmm. Let's see what this else is here. And then below that, we have the Six of Canes, the Six of Swords. So all these sixes coming in here is flowing energy, but the sixes energy is about me making a change. Like this one specifically, this is the subterranean one again too, of because I'm making a change of mindset, I'm making change in the outside world, and there is movement and change in the outside world. So I feel like Saturday's the communication, and this is what I'm doing. And I made the reservations or I've made the changes that are coming in here. But it feels like based on their current energy, they're like, I'm ready to go do something that I enjoy with that. Yeah, even the underneath the Ace of Cups, we have the Full card, which is a child enjoying where's Santa, going back to that mystical kind of energy. And that's what it looks like to me is like being in like a where it's snowing, big flakes are snowing, all bundled up, and um, everyone's just excited to be there because it's at a ski resort. Ooh la la, it just feels kind of that way. It doesn't have to be that, but that's the picture that I'm getting in my head. See what the fortune cookie brings in here too. Then we'll go on to number 2 here for you. So what else for the Sag? Oh, they gave you both here. Here's for number 1, and then you got number 2 coming out already. We'll put that over there. Number 1 is, yeah, victim mode. Ooh, he's pretty hot. Hello. Victim mode. The wound has a voice, but it should not be your narrator. Your story shifts the moment you start rehearsing the role of powerlessness. I love that. I love this that they're stepping out of the victim mode. But this victim mode is, I feel like people who played the victim, that's how that manipulation would happen before, right? Interesting. Interesting. All right. So that's what they have for the first one there. Oops. And for number 2, let's grab that timestamp here. All right. Itch. All right. And so for number 2, we've got energy check on Sag and you for the end of December, beginning and mid of January, and communication, right? Cheers. Extra hot. Hey, Lynn. Hello. You're very welcome, Indigenous and me new. You guys very welcome. Yes, back in the Stone Age, Deb. We're going to the parade led by dinosaurs was you had to take a chance. All right, let's take a look here. So the energy between you and your Sag here. End of December. What do we got here? There, right? And then the beginning of January, right? And then the middle of January. All right. And I put that one underneath. And then the communication, they just want to use the bottom of the deck. All right, I get you there. So we'll cover that when I get there. Let me put your fortune cookie over here. All right, let's dive in. So we've got the end of December between Sagittarius and you. We do have the Ace of Gifts, Ace of Pentacles, along with the Seven of Canes, the Seven of Swords. It's an interesting combo. I know when we say the word interesting, but it is interesting because the Seven of Swords is about becoming aware of like my own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that keep me feeling like restricted, but it's what steal opportunities from me. And we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is a new opportunity, but that's stolen here with the Seven of Swords. So there's something, a mindset, a belief on one side or the other that steals an opportunity together here. Let's see what we can get more here below the surface, what this is. Got the Seven of Candles. Oops. So we got the Seven of Wands energy here, which is this energy of, needing to be seen, needing to stand out, to shine bright. And it feels as if here, this energy that we're getting of them of wanting to get away and I just got to be me and I want to be a misfit that fits in the misfit of, have you ever seen that old Christmas, the island of misfit toys, all the toys. It's like when, I think two elves ran away, or it was Rudolph and one of the elves, Dennis the dentist elf. He was not a regular elf, but they ran away because neither of them, they felt like misfits, and they thought, oh, we'll go to Misfit Island with all the misfit toys, with a little choo-choo train with square wheels, it's all this kind of, it's an old one. But I feel like they're headed off to is this island of misfit toys, and I feel like that's where this opportunity gets missed because they get caught up in this island. Uh, Maybe it is an island. Maybe they go to the tropics instead of to a winter ski resort, but it just feels like they're, in this kind of energy, a way of kind of, how we kind of overcorrect a pendulum where we're so, we feel so constricted that when we escape, we overdo it and we go way into way freedom, and it's like we need to pendulum and kind of balance out. We kind of overdo it. I feel like that's what's happening here. Like a little puppy who has been in a cage crated all day long and they escape and they run. They just run and they don't look back. Little ears flapping in the wind. They're just like till they get way out and they're like, "Ooh, where am I?" Below the surface on this one, we do have the Magus, the magician, which does tell me about possibilities that it doesn't have to happen this way. This is just, it's a good reminder that constant fluctuation of energies and what's happening, that's coming in here. It's interesting that the communication that we asked for on the bottom of the deck is actually the full card, which they got uh, on their underneath the bottom of their deck. So it's almost feels like the communication might be altered a little bit because of this feeling of I want to be free from everyone and everything, and um, no restrictions, no expectations, no nothing from no one, never again. It just feels like that kind of runaway kind of energy. But the magician card at the bottom does tell me, or they're telling me that it means that can flip, that the magician card, whatever you're focusing your energy on, whatever they're focusing their energy on. We talk about this a lot, I know, where if I focus on lack and want and need, I actually push the tide out where it's harder for things to come to me. Whereas if I focus in on what I'm grateful for, what I do have had, and higher vibration of, you know, joy and laughter and, you know, unconditional love, all that draws the tide in and makes it easier for it to come toward us. And I feel like that's what's below the surface here is that that can change and that our energy draws to us exactly who we're being and what's going on within us. Energy don't lie. We can't pretend. So it could be something like look at the what's going on below the surface and the subterraneans because all you can control is what you're focusing on, but you can't control what they're focusing on. It's interesting. There was is it one of my sticky notes? Maybe not. No, it was something I read where it said what what we build together, like you and them, what you build together, you co-create your interaction, but you are solely responsible for your perception and your experience within the co-creation. But they're also responsible for theirs. So it's like even though there's this, you know, joint. It's like, what are those the little circles that overlap? It's like, this is what you're both responsible for, but the rest of this is what you guys are bringing in and what you only experience. So hopefully that makes sense. A Venn diagram, is that what it is? I don't know. But so I feel like that's the end of December, just awareness and a lot of that coming in. Beginning of January, you've got the nine of good cheer, got the nine of cups, along with the Six of Pentacles, along with the Death card, and then the High Priestess energy here. So, you know, kind of what I was alluding to with communication being the full card, which is that no restrictions, they're overcorrecting, they're going this direction. It just feels like there's this, especially the death card is like a lot of endings that they have in their life. This high priestess, they're stepping away from things, going up in their high priestess temple away from things. And this nine of cups is like they're trying to figure out what's their emotional dream come true energy. And the six of Pentacles goes back to their could be your or whoever this resonates with too. That doesn't have to be just them, but there's an energy of the out of balance of giving and receiving that I learned as a child, right? So there is a bit of this kind of hermitude in a way that they're in this huge self-reflective period where they've cut off a lot of communication from a lot of people or just not responding, not so much cut off. They're just like, I don't have reception up here on the high priestess temple. I'm just kind of hanging out with myself. And that makes sense with that child card. But again, that's that current energy, you know, that they feel like they're, you know, pushing a lot of things that felt um manipulative in their life out. But I feel like they're throwing the baby out with the bathwater, if that makes sense. Then you get to the middle of January, get the Four of Gifts. I feel like this is a home card. I feel like they're back home, per se. King of Canes, King of Swords, Master of Communication, Page of Canes, Page of Swords, new communication, heightened communication, and the Ace of Candles, the Ace of Wands. So between the two of you, it feels like more mid-January, mid to late January, is when communication comes in and they feel more grounded. They feel more at home with themselves here. And that's where this spark with this Ace of Candles, the Ace of Wands comes in with this height, with this new communication, evolved communication, especially with the King of Canes, King of Swords, you know, that comes in there. So I feel like that is the big fadoo um, going on with a lot of this, the type of communication, let's see what the fortune cookie says, because I feel like that's actually below it. We'll see what comes in with that here. Let's see what we got. What do we got to happen in here? Just put these cards back in. I like that they need that. They really, this freedom energy is good for them. We've got, yeah, and the negative creator. Yeah, they're trying to get rid of that out of their life, right? The negative ions says you're a creator no matter what. The question is, are you creating from fear or truth? I love that, especially for them, because that is that. Am I letting the negative people in my life um, influence what I'm creating for my life? So I like that. So hopefully that helps, Crescent Moon. That's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. All right. Let me just double check here. Did have a couple more donations come in, some other people. So let me just make sure I got everything all situated here and we will continue. Hello, Maria P. You are up next. I see you had made additional donations. So we have two from you. So we'll do those. And then we've got Sudeshna Ghosh. Hello, hello. You'll be up after that. Excuse me. And then we had some others for the free readings. Let me just see where we're at here. Of course, Maria P, we had you up for the free readings. So you're the only one left for the free that I had not completed already. And then we did those. Hello, hello. And then Johanna, Jojo, here's your free reading. We'll add that in there. Happy Pill, hello, hello. Good to see you. All right. Yeah, you came right in time, Maria. All right. Your free reading will come a little later, most likely. But we'll do your two right now, your two donations. So up first here, here's your first one, and we will give you your second timestamp here in a moment. Let me just jump over here to Z PayPal. Thank you so much for your donation. Give these a shuffle. All right, so let's take a look here. Wally's thoughts, and feelings towards you. Boom. After the date. Oh, he had a school dance. He invited you over and you helped them. Oh, met a lot of, the teacher staff. Ooh. So his thoughts on you meeting all the teacher staff. All right. And then coming towards us this weekend. Okay. And then next week. Okay, next week. And then updates. I think you meant on the dark side. Go updates on disuse. Disuse of what? Was it the dark side? I'm pretty sure you meant the dark side, right? You're welcome, Crescent Moon. Let's take a look here. Updates on the dark side, and then a message from the wall. Are you drunk? Are you drunk, Maria? No, you're like, no, just my speak to text is off, right? Yeah, I get it. Happens all the time. I host sometimes. I'm like, did you mean to say this? Like, oh no. I'm just typing without my glasses. Oh, typing so fast. I get you. All right. So thoughts and feelings towards you today after your date. Three of Cups. Joy, joy, joy. Celebration here. Four of candles, four of wands, joy, 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 joy of gathering, and the king of canes, the king of swords. Lot of joy, joy, joy energy in their heart. There a lot on their mind, which we'll find out here. I feel like more in the second part of this, like what were his thoughts? But he really was thinking a lot. But joy is his heart definitely full and overflowing. Two joy cards, and especially joyful celebration, joyful gathering. So he was definitely happy to have you there. With you meeting everyone and with you being there, what were his thoughts about? Yeah, the nine of candles. I like this breakthrough energy of this and below the surface. Yeah, the queen of pentacles. So here is this nurturing, this abundant feeling. I feel like this was an important kind of breakthrough energy with this because I feel like they felt like they were holding back the relationship by like not inviting to gatherings, not, you know, um, almost like overprotecting you and hiding you from people, not out of embarrassment or whatever, just out of drama and out of, um, what people would say or because he knows the kind of people that are all around and they're like, "Ugh, these bunch of piranhas, I just don't want them. Me, but he's like, you're a Leo, you can handle yourself. Rawr, right? But I like this because he feels like it was beneficial with all that. So I like that. What's coming towards you guys this weekend? You got the five of swords. Be aware of conflict energy, arguments, because you have the eight of canes. So there's an opportunity here to, be aware of expectations because this five of swords can result in an argument if we don't let old thoughts, beliefs, and mindsets go expectations and focus on gratitude, right? We focus on, wow, this happened. Now I want this and this and this and this. And why isn't this happening? That's just going to lead to, right? Oh, you're a Taurus. Why did I think you were a Leo? Maybe it's because all that passion energy. Well, that makes sense though too. Taurus is ruled by Venus, so that makes sense. But so there is this, and that totally makes sense about the stubbornness too. But my brother's a Taurus, so be aware of being flexible in mindset and expectations this weekend because I feel like you guys have opportunities, but if you don't let these go, these mindsets that have made you feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted, and also those that might feel come across as blinding and binding and restrictive energy on someone else, it's it'll flow much better if you do that. So there's an opportunity to take something that might start heading towards a argument and transform it by going, what am I fearing? What am I expecting? What am I trying to control? Who am I trying to control? And instead, let me focus in on love and gratitude, right? So I feel like that's an important energy this weekend because I feel like there's a lot of stress and from both of your camps, from both of your lives, and I feel like you can revert into this there. Um, for next week, I feel two get-togethers. You have one with the High Priestess, which is a step away from everything. So this feels like more of you two alone together here. I don't feel like this would can be like being alone more than normal next week. Which makes sense with it being a holiday week. There's a lot of family stuff going on, right? Um, but I feel like there's a time away together. Yeah, and you got the two energy of these it's the major arcana number two. You also have the two of wands. And so we also have this energy of whatever you focus on is what you create next week. So the more grateful you are, then again, you make the tides draw things in easier with gratitude and love and joy and laughter and celebration and that energy than lower vibration want and need and fear and that, because that's like the tide goes out and it's difficult for anything to come in. Things are swept away with the tide. When the tide comes in, things are swept in, right? So I feel like next week they're like, it's really important to be aware of your energies next week. So looks like you're on alert this weekend. Watch your mouth, watch your expectations, and then next week it's watch your energy, especially. Always watch your energy, but next week especially so. That's funny. Updates on the dark side. You got the 7 of canes. Yeah, the 7 of swords. Thievery, deception, lies, 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 lies. Um, but also a lot of, um, no, just a lot of deception, a lot of game playing on the dark side. Um, I just feel like the dragon is trying to be sneaky and manipulative and that kind of stuff. So conflict energy, which I know you're happy to hear. And then message from Wally. You got the 10 of gifts, the 10 of pentacles. Yep, this is one of the big relationship cards and the fullness of life, and that this is what they would wish one day to be able to do. There's just a lot of stuff that gets to get figured out. So it's almost like maybe this Christmas, um, you know, um, I've given that old um George Michael song, "Last Christmas I Gave You My Heart," but that's not what they're singing it differently. It's not the lyrics to that. It's like, "This Christmas I give you my heart. Next Christmas, maybe we can all be together and you can be part of, everything." But there's a lot of poo caca that has to get worked out. That's funny. All right, let's see here. Your fortune cookie for this one. What else? All right. You do have, yeah, avoiding pain. That kind of summarizes what I was trying to talk about why they kind of are keeping had been keeping you more away to avoid pain, both for you and for them, but for other people too. And I feel like that's a lot for this Christmas is just to avoid pain, especially like you said that the stepson and grandson, they're coming over and staying for the holidays and that it's I feel like it's an important time for them to bond and spend some time together. And if they pushed their luck and brought you in and did all this, that, it would cause, like, drama, you know what I'm saying? But it's a beautiful card. Oh, it says, "You've been sedating your soul with distractions and denial, but deep healing demands presence, not escape." And that's a good energy for all of us, really, but for both of you, that and that goes into that, the swords. We are talking about the 5 of swords and the 8 of swords too, that, um, you have to be careful about having our pain and our fears be expressed, um, because once you wound, it doesn't just you can't do an undo like we do on a computer. It's they have to heal from the wound. That happens. So it's important to know that. All right. So that's for the first one. Let's get this set up here for number two. All right. So 230 even. Look at that. All right. So thank you for your additional donation via the PayPal. So anything Walter would like to tell you, okay, what's coming towards the dark side this month. Okay. Walter's staff, what did they think of me just overall? Because, of course, everyone has a different opinion and because everyone sees through different glasses, right? What's coming for you at work? Why did your boss have a previous employee training you on some things? A previous employee, okay. Oh, next week? All right, let's see what they got going on here. So, what would Walter want you to say? The Hanged Man. Trust the process, see things from a higher perspective. This is things take time to transform, and though you have been very patient with things, that it does take time and trust the timing, I feel, is the big message with the Hanged Man, because that's like the caterpillar being transformed to the butterfly. It's worth it. It's worth the wait. Trust the process. Trust the timing. It takes time for things to melt away to transform into something new. So I like that. Something slowly built lasts forever. Something quickly built. All right. Let's come for the dark side this month. We got, yeah, we've got the Empress here, which is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture energy. And I feel like that's kind of what's going on right now is just, I feel like the dark side is let's just keep things from being damaged. Let's just get through the holidays kind of energy with that. It's like the Empress is, there's something to be birthed. Let's just keep it safe. What's going to be birthed, let's keep it safe until after the holidays so we can have a safe birth instead of birthing something together, right? And it not going well. You know, we don't want complications in the birthing of our relationship to new levels, right? So I like that. Oh, what did Walter's staff think of you? 7 of gifts, 7 of pentacles, and we also have the King of Canes, the King of Swords, which this feels like um their energy. And it's an interesting because the 7 of gifts represents like how when we get like the 7 of pentacle, not some pentacles, that is the Son of Pentacles, the 7 of cups, where there's all these different emotions that people feel. The 7 of Pentacles is they all thought of you differently. It's like each person saw you in a different way. Some people saw you as something big, something small, you know, and it all depends on, of course, we don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. So you're just a mirror walking around. So the monkey saw a monkey, the rhino saw a rhino, the elephant saw an elephant, because they all saw that. And I feel like that's just this thing is going, you know what? You don't know. There's 1,000 different versions of you out in the world because everyone sees each other through their own upbringing, their own emotions, their own energetic state. And everyone would have a different, no, no, they were this. They all thought you wore something different. No, you know, it's like when they go, is that a blue dress? Like that is that thing that went around on the internet. And people are like, oh, yeah, it is a blue. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it isn't. Blah, blah, blah. Everyone has a different opinion, right? And I feel like they're saying here the only opinion that matters all out of them all, which really, and their opinion don't matter either, but I know it matters to you, is your little thinker that you got, the King of Swords in your previous reading, which represents Walter. It's like, you know what? Everyone has a different opinion. Um, Also depending on how they feel about Walter. So I feel like your spirit team is going, eh, why do you care? That's funny. What's coming for you at work? You've got the 6 of good cheer, the 6 of cups. That's funny that this is someone coming back from the past, and you were talking about a previous employee training you. That's what's coming. A previous employee training you, but why? Why did they have you doing that? Because 'Cause you're on the naughty list. No, I'm just kidding. This is the judgment card. It has the naughty and nice on here. There's both of them here. Are you on the naughty list or the nice list? But this is the judgment card, the list card here is about, um, like a calling, being drawn into something else. So I feel like they're giving you some extra training because I feel like they wanna give you more responsibility. If they're training you on something different, and I feel like they're wanting you to get the solid foundation that they had and to give you more, responsibility, so I like that. Yeah. Yeah, for better role. Yeah, I just saw your question. I guess that answers your question, huh? You're not in trouble, and you're facing your shadows. Here's your fortune cookie that says, "What you fear inside you might sorry, what you fear inside you might just be misunderstood strength, misdirected energy, or unprocessed pain." So that makes sense with the two cards you got are all about going inside and spending that time and questioning your fears because those are the things that, hold you back. Um, those are the things that end up being obstacles and getting in the way, right? So hopefully that helps, Maria. That's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your dual donations. Happy holidays. Absolutely. And we'll circle back around for your free reading eventually, too. And let me see. I think I had here. So we got happy pills here. Thank you, Sudeshna, for your second donation. We will put that in here. Then we got Goo Goo Moon Does Your Crush. We will add you here to the free list. Oops, I went really too fast there. Scrolled like a crazy man. All right, I think that's it. I think that was the only new that came in here because these are Sudeshna. Yes, okay. I think I got everyone. All right, so let's dive in further here. So, Sudeshna, thank you so much for your first donation. We do have times two. So, here's for the first. We'll give that a love and a like since it lets me. And you're currently working in the company. Yes, and the project. You got to know this project. You got to know this project will be ending in 3 months. What will happen? Will you get another project in the company? Will they remove you from the company? Any other job opportunities? You're very scared. Whoa. Well, it's good to be, scared in the moment, but breathe. And then, of course, when we focus on our fears, what do we draw to us, right? So it's important to calm ourselves as much as we can, breathe. Um, and in fact, I'm going to be doing a new moon ritual at the beginning of tomorrow night's stream. And if you can't make it, you can always watch it on replay. We're going to do a little ritual and talk about manifestation and stuff. So be sure to check that out just to help as well. But it helps change our mindset and focus in on drawing in those things that align with where we want to go, not where we fear we'll end up being forced to go, right? But we'll take a look here and see what we got going on. We had talked before that you're going to be looking to go somewhere else anyway. So if we get a tower card when I pull these, that's you can leap before the tower comes, because there is something we know there's something more for you somewhere else. Because we've had that come up in all of your career readings, or many of them. So we know that eventually this isn't meant for you. You're meant to go somewhere else, but we'll see here in timing. as well. All right. So, based on current energies, when this project ends in 3 months, what's going to happen? Let's see what they have here. And then, um, will you get another project with this company? Or will they let you go? I figure that will come out in all of those. Any other job opportunities? I like that here. Kind of already answered that, right? We know there is. What else do they want you to know around that, right? Okay. Yeah, there's 3 and 2, and then there's a 1. I don't have a 1 here, but we'll see here. Oh, the bottom of the deck. Yeah, you definitely, um wow. Yeah, a much better, yeah, I even got a victory. Oh my gosh, all these cards on the bottom, but, um, you have the Fool card, which is an ending of an old cycle, the beginning of a new adventure is where you're heading, and it is a new opportunity here, and the Sun card, it's a brilliant, abundant new opportunity is where you're counting down to. This is like I was talking about in the beginning. This is where you're eventually going, "We'll see here if it's 3 months, you better start now." But, you have a countdown to this great new opportunity. So I do feel like it's we're not at like the last hour, you better hurry up, but I feel like this is a good nudge and a good kind of shaking to put you in that mindset of going, yeah, that's right. Um, I'm going to be looking for somewhere where it's I'm hired, I'm not a contractor, I'm brought on full time, and that it's not just a flexible, "Oh, we're done with you, bye," kind of position. I feel like this is something more permanent. So what will happen here, you do have the 9 of candles. There is that, you know, energy of being kind of, I would say, kind of hit, up against a wall, kind of energy. Because it's normally a perseverance, but I feel like we're not at the final hour, but we're at the ninth hour, when you look at a clock. You're not like 11 o'clock, 11:59, about to hit 12 and bong, it the bells go off and it's time to go, but you're at the ninth hour, which is close, right? So, I feel like this is telling you it's a good indicator of start looking for something more in alignment with your heart and where you wanna go, not feel trapped and, "Well, I gotta stick here where I'm secure." It's like, it's shaky. It's the tower's gonna be struck at midnight, and the tower's gonna burn down, so it's important to, find this other place. But it's something that you're not running from, you're being drawn to, right? So what happens here in 3 months? Do they offer you um, a new position? Yeah, you have the 10 of Pentacles, so it does feel like they do move you to another project, temporarily. You do have the Moon card. It's the cycle. Here's that cycle, right? 3rd quarter moon, only lasts so far before we go a full cycle, and then there's no moon. Then it's time for the new moon, the new job, the new opportunity, right? And there's some hidden and unseen things too. I feel like they move you to a project, but that project, they don't foresee that that's also gonna end, I feel like within 3 months. And the 8 of Canes, yeah, 8 of Swords. This is letting go of the mindsets that make you feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted. So all this happening below the surface is for you, because we can become very comfortable in a position where it's almost like being in a toxic abusive relationship with a human, and we'll still put up with it because we feel, well, this is as good as I can do. What if I can't find love in the outside world? And like, you can always find love in the outside world. Compared to this, that's a low bar. There's so much more out there, right? And once we get past that mindset that this is what I deserve, or I fear I won't be able to, then we can move forward, right? So what else? Is there other job opportunities out there? Yeah, Page of Gifts, Page of Pentacles, new opportunities. in the outside world, a huge yes. You've got the Ace of Canes, the Ace of Swords. So something new that you haven't looked at before. And the Page of Good Cheer, the Page of Cups. Again, something here's this new opportunity that you haven't seen or thought about that is more in alignment with your heart. So it's somewhere where you haven't looked before, something that you haven't looked at. It's something brand new. So I would start looking, especially at the beginning of the year. That's leading you to the power of emotional choice. And yeah, the list. It's funny. That's what we just got from Maria about you're being drawn to something that's more in alignment with your heart. Again, there's this draw, um, and it's like you're calling, you're being drawn to somewhere else that leads you to, this wonderful new beginning that's out there. So I feel like you will get something, but don't let that like sucker you in to staying with them and not looking somewhere else because I do feel like you'll be in your ninth hour at the time of the 3 months, and it's just a matter of time before it strikes midnight and it ends and the party's over. So it's like you can leave earlier or you can wait and get struck by lightning, the tower card, and it burns down, and then you're um, left feeling like you're reacting instead of that you're finding something that's in alignment with your heart. So definitely, I would, if you're waiting for holidays or something going on right now, if not, start looking now. Start going, what is it, heart? Where would I want to go? So I like that. Your fortune cookie? Yeah, still corded, like with a cord. It says, you cut them off, but not out. Your body remembers, your field remembers, like your energy field. And that's where they're still living. So there's like, this is about cutting the cord. And since this was about work, it's about cutting the cord. Going, you know what? I don't have to stay faithful and loyal to this toxic partner of this job. I'm ready to cut the cords and go on to something new, right? All right. So that's for number one. I know. My goodness, right? So let's take a look here. So for number two, we're at 24804. There we go. And we'll give your second one a love and a like. Thank you for your additional donation. All right. So tomorrow you're going to an outing. Oh, Mr. T will be there. Dun dun dun. How will things be? How should you behave and anything else? Get to behave any way you want to. There's no shoulds from spirit, right? There's no wrong or right. There's just different decisions with different outcomes. So we'll take a look here. I understand what you're trying to ask. Um, so how will things be based on current energies? Okay. And then like how should you like what's spirit's recommendation for your highest experience in interacting with them and anything else? All right. Yeah, bottom of the deck, you do have the Queen of Cups, which is an energy of like um, trusting your intuition, trust your gut. Don't go off of the heart or the mind of the human heart or the human mind, and it's more go from your gut instinct, right? Let's see what's happening here. How is it going to go? We got the Six of Candles, the Six of Wands. It feels like a victory energy. There's the King of Canes. There is conversation, it feels like here, but it feels very King of Swords rolls over the mind, and all the kings get a second portion of the mind. So it feels very cerebral. Hey, how are you doing? What's going on? Doesn't feel from the heart, it feels from the head. But it feels like things flow and everything's fine. There's communication, but doesn't feel like it's deep. It feels like it's just shallow communication, right? What should you do in with all of that for your best? It says Page of Candles, and which is Page of Wands, and the Seven of Good Cheer, Seven of Cups. Like I was saying, this is there's no wrong emotion, there's no wrong reaction. Like, let yourself react, let yourself feel your feelings. Don't stuff them down. Don't pretend. You get to be you. And that's the whole thing we're taught, right? Oh, don't, you have to be this way or that way and act this way or act that way. And it's like, just be yourself. Let yourself feel your feelings, take the actions that you want to take, that there is no wrong or right, and to give yourself grace, allow yourself full that, below the, um, underneath the surface of all that, we have the Nine of Swords, which is the nightmare and insomnia card. Fear, 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 right? But also the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune. Trusting that everything that unfolds is for you, the tune of for you. That what people say or don't say, what they do or don't do, whatever, it's all for us. Everything that's happening, everything we see is happening for us so that we will feel what we will feel. We'll think and we'll face our thoughts that we will face. And through it all, we will grow because that's how we grow. We grow through our pain, we grow through our suffering. We don't have to have pain and suffering to grow, but it's how we grow the best, it seems, because that's what we humans like to do. But just know that it's for your growth and that whatever happens, um, I love that. I posted it earlier this week. Let me bring it up on my phone here. I have it saved in my phone every morning. This is from a Mel Robbins podcast, which I'm all about listening to Mel Robbins this week. Um, what was I doing? Oh, I'm going to hear. I was like, what was I doing? um, let's see here. How did I? Where did they all go? Oh, collections is where I need to go, and then favorites. There we go. So there's 8 things to tell yourself every morning. One is today's going to be a great day. And then ask your mind, why? Why is it going to be a great day? It'll start looking for ways that today's going to be great. Number 2, you say something cool is going to happen to me today. And I feel like if you say this before you go to this party, right? Or this gathering, this this party is going to be great. How's this going to be great? You start looking for the ways it's going to be great. 2, something cool is going to happen there. I'm going to look for that. Maybe not between you, Mr. T. Just something cool is going to happen at this party. Number 3, no matter what happens at this party, I can handle it. That's the one they really wanted to bring through. Whatever happens, you can handle it. There's nothing to worry about. 4, an exciting new chapter in your life is starting today. Number 5, I need to give myself credit for how hard I'm trying. That's the other one they really wanted you to really focus on too. Number 6, I'm allowed to be a work in progress. I don't need to be perfect. I can feel what I wanna feel. I can react the way I wanna react. I'm a work in progress, and that's okay. I'm allowed. Number 7, if I keep showing up, life will reward me. I love that one. And then number 8, I have an important contribution to make to the world. And I feel like in that you have an important contribution to make to this gathering, free of Mr. T, right? This is you going in, going, you know what? They're just a planet that's rotating around the big sun. I'm the sun coming in here, and all these people are asteroids and planets that are revolving around me. But what matters most is me, what I want to bring forth, and it doesn't have to do anything. They're just a little. They're Pluto. They're almost not a planet anymore. They're way out there in your orbit. You're like, you're just a cold ice planet in my outer orbit. Um, I get to decide everything, right? So I like that. Um, And then what else? What else were we asking? Oh yeah, what else is what we're asking. You got the 6 of gifts. Yeah. You got this um reflection on your self-worth, right? You deserve to receive as you give as well. It's not you have to give so much to deserve so little. And that's something that's a reminder that, yeah, they're there. If you talk to them, you talk to them. If you don't, you don't. Don't let the party be about them. Let the party be around what you want to give, you know, in this. You also have, yeah, the list. Here's this again, following your calling. And you have the 5 of candles, the 5 of wands. You get to control your energy. The 5 of wands is like a group of friends. Don't go there for Mr. T, go there for yourself, number 1, and then for your friends to chat and spend time with them. They're like I said, Mr. T's just a planet, Pluto, way out in the furthest from the sun, and that's alright. They can be a cold little planet. You can acknowledge their existence. Um, but you can redefine them as an asteroid and not a planet if you want. That's your right. It's your solar system. You get to decide. So hopefully that helps, my dear. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here too. Yes. Roar. You are the king of your jungle. It says storm tamer. Your relationship with chaos is evolving. You don't just survive storms, you alchemize them and turn them into opportunities for transformation, right? So, this is a great opportunity for you to transform some of these fears, some of this importance you put in, and step into your power. That's like the strength card. You're stepping into your power. And I like that. Right? So, that's what they have for you, Sudeshna. Thank you again for your dual donations. I appreciate those. All right. Thank you, Maria. I see we have an additional one from you. We'll jump to that. Let me just see. I think we had someone else pop in here, or maybe I didn't. Oh, yeah, we did. Alicia. Hello, hello. Good to see you. We'll add you onto the list here. I think that was it. Let me just make sure. I hate missing people, you know? All right. I think that was all the free readings. All right. So let me take another quick sip here real quick and we'll jump into this last one. I'm just going to turn off my little heater here. It's got a little bit of coffee left. So we have one more donation, Maria P. We'll complete that. And then I've completed almost all the free readings earlier, but I will. We've only been on for 3 hours. So I'll do Maria P's general free reading, and then JoJo, your free reading, and Happy Pill, and then Gugu, and then Alicia is who I have. So if you are here and I did not mention your name, shout out to one, make sure I didn't miss it. And if I already did it, I'll give you your timestamp. All right. Okay, last sip. All right. All right. So Maria P, thank you so much for your additional donation. Here's all 3 of yours here. Boom, boom. And we'll jump back over here via the PayPal. All right. All right. So just to confirm, based on current energies, are you getting that a higher role position at work? That's why they're inviting. Okay, we'll make sure here. Are you getting a higher position? And then is that why they invited? I think that we determined that by your last reading, but we'll get extra information on that. Dr. Bob and Dr. Laura's thoughts on you at work. Dr. Bob, Dr. Laura. A hint What Wally is getting you for Christmas? No, no hints. Does he wish he can spend Christmas with you? Yeah, by that other reading, it's like, yeah, he wishes he could. Um, just he wants the first Christmas together not to be a disaster. All right. So let's see here. Is it a higher position at work? We got the Knight of Candles and the Eight of Gifts. Yeah. So the Knight of Wands, which is movement energy, um, fast moving energy here, and the Eight of Pentacles, which the Eight of Pentacles is about putting in the blood, the sweat, the tears, get the reward. So that is a yes coming there. It is for a role. Um, is that why they invited them to do that? Yeah. Well, I feel there's a couple reasons because we got the death card, which is an ending and a new beginning. So yes. And the two of wands, because it's two candles, it's two energies. Um, what's this? Two birds with one stone. I feel like they're also having them train someone else on something else. Because I feel like you're one of the candles. You're the main reason. The bright candle over here, the brighter candle, and then they have a dimmer candle. That's funny. A dim No, they're not dimmer that way. It's just not, I feel like they're training someone else to do something else too while they're there. "Well, we got you. We have you train Can you also do this with them?" Because I feel like there's a second reason that doesn't have anything to do with you, coming in. Oh, yep, and then what do Dr. Bob and Dr. Loa fear about you? Dr. Bob, he's got the Four of Pentacles, solid foundation, um, yeah, I mean, it's a solid 4 walls, very solid, um, I don't know, it's almost like you feel like family with this home energy there, and so I just feel like they kinda feel that way, for you. Dr. Laura is Page of Good Cheer, Page of Cups. Yep, I feel like you bring, a brightness and they're happy. That's happy energy that comes in here. So they seem to be happy, with your performance and all that. I feel like that's why they feel like, "Okay, this is important." That's funny that it's a male and a female, Dr. Bob and Dr. Laura. Here they are, Dr. Bob, Dr. Laura. So it feels positive there. I know we've done readings on them before, but it just feels like that's the energy right now, that's being highlighted. Oh, a hint, a what's Wally getting you for Christmas? Yeah, we got the Wheel of Fortune, the tune of For You. So there is a gift, um, and it's whatever it is, this is the your even your human is like, "Okay, I love this," kind of energy. They want it to be a surprise. They're keeping it very vague, but they're going, "You'll be happy about it." That's all they have to say. "You'll be happy." Does he wish that he could spend Christmas, with you? Yep, Knight of Cups. Romance. He does. Um, he does. And as I said, he wishes that it could be this year, but he gives you his heart this year, next year. He'll give you the plan, based on current energies is to give you the, uh, gathering experience. He's like, "We need a year to prepare you." Alright, what else? Your fortune cookie is karmic return. Do, 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 do. Sorry for the glare there. Gonna get some new lighting here this weekend at some point. Every action, every silence, every intention, it's all recorded in energy, and energy always seeks balance. Be aware of your energy around everything, right? Again, the more we have gratitude for what we have and what we have had and joy in that, the more we just allow things to come in, the more we want, the more we need, the more we lack, the more we fear, the harder it is for things to come towards us. So they're just reinforcing it there. All right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. Thank you again for your multiple donations. And now we will move on to your free reading here. So, Maria, here is your free reading timestamp. We'll put that here. And you'd like a general for you and Walter. Let's take a look here. So let me just double check something. Okay. All right. What do we got for you and Walter? Wow. Yeah, we got the full card here, which is in letting go of expectations, a world of possibilities. Again, that's that energy of letting it be an adventure instead of a controlled vacation that has an itinerary from the moment you head off to the airport to the moment you return. There's everything is structured and everything is it's like let it be an adventure kind of energy. Your first card is the Eight of Gifts. Yeah, trust the cocoon, trust the process. Kind of like you got with the Hanged Man. They're bringing back into you in your previous readings. Trust the process. Just continue to put in the effort, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the focus. You get the reward. But it is, in the Two of Pentacles. There's this balance energy that comes in with all this too, that it's important for you to um, realize that you're two separate lives and you're sharing, but you're two separate lives. They're not your life. And if you expect you to be their life, that's where conflict happens instead of celebrating each other's lives and being alongside each other on an adventure like the Fool card, that it's not about control. It's not about owning. It's about celebrating. And if we would as humans celebrate who we're with and not worry about who's going to steal them and if we're going to lose them or whatever, if we can trust the universe that if something happens where they're taken out of our life or they choose to leave our life, we're going to be fine. We're going to be more than fine. It's for us. And there's going to be something even bigger when anything ever is removed. Not that this is going to happen. This is just one of your big fears. It's when we let all of that go and we focus, it just solidifies it more and more. The more we try to hold on to it and control it, the more it resists and pulls away. The more we just embrace it for what it is, the more tighter it gets. So I love that. Right? So that's what they have for you, Maria. Many blessings to you. All right. And then Jojo, thank you for your donations earlier. Appreciate that. Here is your timestamp for your free reading. You met an interesting person at an event. Is he a stepping stone person also? Haha. All of them are, right? According to your fairy godmother, who is bringing back past readings, you don't have a long-term relationship for a couple years because you're focusing on your dream. So everyone is a stepping stone. There is no faded long-term relationship to come in until later. So let's take a look here and see what they have here for you. Yep. So you have the Nine of Pentacles, which is a hermit energy. But you do have later the 10 of Gifts. Here's the 10, which is the relationship and the legacy, a new love that enters in later with the Ace of Cups. So that's funny. They're like affirming what I said. Queen of Cups. Yep. Here's like the High Priestess energy, empathic energy. You pick up on a lot of people's emotions. And you have the World card, this ending of a cycle, the beginning of a new adventure kind of energy, endings and beginnings that come in here. So it's this, you're kind of at this point, the focus is being, more to your independent is a good word. Being independent, you can have interactions with people, but when you realize this isn't a forever energy, this is just a um, ships passing in the night energy more so. So I know, but it's worth the wait, and because, um, like I said, I feel like anything that you have now, you'd end up leaving anyway. Because I do feel you're gonna move from your previous, reading, that you're eventually gonna head somewhere bigger for your dreams, and, um, so anything that are strings holding you back, you'd end up cutting anyway. So they're like, they're a stepping stone because that's what you've chosen before. You came down here going, "Nope, nope, nope," because all that will hold me back, and I need to go he this is where I wanna go. I'm fated to move to this place. And I do feel like it's a specific place that you're drawn to that you wanna go to. Where is that? Is that London? No, I don't know if it's London. It just feels somewhere very, very centered where you could acting and singing, like, I know it's not like New York or or is it? If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. But, I feel like um you know where you're being drawn to already. Anyway, that's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you, right? Happy Pill, you are up. Here you go. Upcoming 7 days reading. All right, so over the next 7 days, we got that. What else? And this one here. Wow, you got the death and rebirth as your underlying energy on the bottom of the deck. So definitely there's a significant change that's coming up. Let's see. Yeah, Ace of Canes, Ace of Swords. That's what the other one is here too. Two of Canes. Yeah, Two of Swords. So this ending beginning can be a mindset because of these other cards. This does talk about a change of a new way of thinking, seeing things from a different perspective. You have an important decision to make. And I feel like it is about like maybe with the two, canes, it's like, well, this is how I should do it. This is the way I should go and do it. And da da da. You have your mind set on one thing, going, well, I think this is it. But this week it's like, wait, 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 before you do anything, take a step back, look at things from a different perspective, because even ask spirit, can you show me, is this, if there's an easier way that makes it a no-brainer decision, bring me clarity, and they will. And you go, whoa, 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 nope, nope, not going to do this. I'm going to go this way instead. And I feel like if you ask them to bring that clarity, they will. And then, like I said, it's a no-brainer, but it is an important decision. With the death card here, it's a significant one. So with whatever choice is coming up, don't be afraid to ask spirit. They are there for you, willing to bring clarity. We just sometimes forget that they're there because we get so involved in our kind of our human experience that we forget. And then we'll get like synchronicities and repeating numbers and different things in the outside world. It's kind of like a, oh, I forgot you were back there. It's like, hey, just so you know, if you need any help, we got you, so that's what's coming in. All right. So many blessings to you. All right. And then we've got Goo Goo. You are up. Hello, hello. Or Moon. I think you said Moon is your name. um, does your crush have feelings for you, and how does he see our relationship developing? All right, let's take a look. So number one, does your crush, TNO, do they have feelings for you? And if so, what are those feelings? And how does he see your relationship developing? All right. All right. Bottom of the deck, you do have the 10 of Canes, the 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords is about expectations, like I'm sick and tired of trying to live up to what everyone else is trying me to be. I just want to be free. This is kind of their energy. They don't want restrictions. They don't want to be caged. They don't want to have intentions or supposed to be's or should be's or need to be's or have to be's or must be's. They want freedom to go on an adventure with someone. They don't want rules and all this pressure because they fear failure and they don't want to be caged. They just want to experience and do that. So that's underlying energy with them. Their feelings for you, they do have the Seven of Swords. They're stuck in their head, and this makes sense with the 10 of swords and the 7 of swords. It's an energy of thievery. It can be betrayal, and I feel like they have had a lot of betrayal in their life happen to them because 'cause they're very mistrusting of people, and they've had a lot of people trying to control them, and then they wanted to control them because the other person was off, breaking the rules by trying to keep control over them. So that's why they have this, "I don't wanna be controlled. I don't want people telling me what to do. I just wanna be able to be me and be free." And like I said, it's like more of a possibilities and adventure than it is restriction. Um, how does he see your relationship going? Right now, it's the strength card is they're focused on their inner strength. I don't feel like they are looking for something right now. I feel like they're doing a lot of internal work right now, so they don't know what they want, with that strength. The strength card is Leo energy. It's exactly as I was saying about, I don't wanna be a caged lion. I wanna be a lion, Leo the lion that roams free, but that doesn't mean I wanna be like have a harem of lionesses and, doing all this. I just wanna be able to enjoy something with someone, see something grow and goes not go, "Is this a date? Where's it going? When are we gonna do this? When are we gonna do that?" They want just, "Let's just flow and see how life unfolds," is kind of their energy right now. So, hopefully that makes sense. That's what they got for you, Gugu or Moon. So many blessings to you. Right, and then Alicia, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. There we go. And your free question, Kartik's current feelings for you. Uh, this is in contact. Does it mean no contact? We'll take a look here. It doesn't matter. We'll just see here what Kartik's current feelings are for you. All right, this, and the bottom of the deck. Ooh, okay. Got the devil card on the bottom, which it feels like they're going through a lot right now. There's this shaking and rattling of their cage, and they're having a lot of long-term, long-held thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and expectations, and all of this challenged and shaken with relationships of all kinds, with jobs, education, body, money, abundance, possessions. Just feels like their life is being shaken on what they're supposed to and not supposed to do in life. And so that's the underlying energy that they're having in their life right now. So it's like, it's like if you can imagine watching someone in a like in a race car, they're all protected, right? But you see the car go boo 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 bum bum, and you're like, I wonder what they're feeling about me. I don't think you want to know in this moment because they're freaking out, right? So if we wonder how is someone feeling about me in this moment, it's going to be through that perception, you know. It's like if you're sick and hungover and you have a headache and you just feel sick and someone goes, "Hey, how do you feel about me?" versus after you've had a great sleep and you have a great breakfast and you had a wonderful morning and you bump into them in the afternoon after shopping and having a great day and they go, "How do you feel about me?" You see the difference in what kind of uh, the perception and feelings of other people towards us all depends on the what they're experiencing, what energy they're going through, what they've experienced in life, where they're in, right? So it's very fluctuating. And I feel like that's important to know here. So big setup for what are their feelings for you right now? Yeah, very conflicting with the 5 of swords. arguments, and the 10 of swords. Yeah. Expectations. I'm tired of living up to trying to live up to someone's um expectations of supposed to be and should be and need to be, and they're in this you're trying to change me, you're trying to make me be someone I'm not. I don't want to be that. But this is the energy in because they feel the entire world is doing that. That's why all this swords energy of thoughts and conflict and in communication has to do with the devil card, which is Capricorn thinking energy, but it's a questioning of a lot of thoughts and beliefs. So they are in their own little huge, you know, they just showed me someone getting one of those big tires, and then they're going down a hill, and you see boom, boom. that's the that's what they're going through. You can just stand on the hill and go hi, and just wave as they're flooding down the scenes there. But that's what they have for you, Alicia. Hopefully that helps you understand like what they're going through and maybe what kind of arguments or interactions or any kind of conflict you might have had or why they suddenly disappeared. They're going through a lot, especially in here. So hopefully that makes sense. All right. I think that is everyone. So many blessings, my dear. If you guys haven't got into the drawing for the new moon coming up tomorrow, it's not too late yet. Here's the link. If you check that out, I'll be pulling a winner tomorrow of a 30-minute personal recorded reading. Or if you prefer a hedge, you can choose that too. I'm going to have those every new moon and full moon. And I have decided with Spirit, we were doing a lot of reflection this week on 2026. And that's one of the things I'm going to continue to do throughout 2026. So we'll continue to do that. Also, if you want a personal reading, I do offer virtual and recorded personal readings and my hedges of peace and love. All of those are on sale still until the end of through January 1st of 2026. So January 2nd, prices change. So if you want to take advantage of the special pricing, all this is listed in the description box of the video as well. And then if you haven't chickened out, my podcast, The Easier Path, I speak better English during those. We just put out the most recent adventure called The Unicorn of Love. And if you want the playlist, it's down in the description box of the video. Or if you go to my main channel page, you can also see it at the very top and catch up on all the series. Wonderful energies in those. We talk about my trauma and drama of my life, the hell I went through, which you guys can all relate to, of course. And then we talk about the human perspective on why humans do what they do in those situations, then the higher perspective from spirit, and then hints from spirit on how to make those situations an easier path instead of a harder one. So if you're interested in having an easier path, you can check those out. They're all free. A lot of information in those. I love them. So that is what we have, everybody. So thank you again for all the thumbs up, for all your love and all your support. So grateful. And of course, until I see you guys again, I will be back. I'm on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights, and then also Saturday and Sunday mornings. So we still have some more. Oh, yeah. And then if you didn't see I put a posting out next weekend, Christmas weekend. I will be on Christmas night, not Eve, but Christmas night, Thursday night, and all the regular times that I'll be on like normal. But we'll be having a giveaway like I did on Halloween weekend and Thanksgiving weekend. I'm going to have a giveaway of 2 15-minute personal recorded readings each session, one from donations and one from free readings. So be sure to check those out. We'll be doing that next week. I can't believe it's already Christmas next week. Crazy. Yeah, a week from today. So I want to make sure you guys knew that too. But until I see you guys again, remember every second of every day of your life, you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, hang in there, enjoy this wonderful new moon energy, and we will have a little special um, kind of ritual or etc. at the beginning of tomorrow's stream. So be sure to check that out if you're not able to make it. At least come for that so you can make the most of the new moon in Sagittarius. Big things. All right. I love you guys. We'll see you soon.